Bugle Boys.
Bugle Boys.
Bugle.
Bugle.
Bugle Boys. Bugle Boys. Bugle Boys. Bugle Boys.
Bugle Boys.
Bugle Boys.
Whoa. I was just gonna say it. This guy fucks. Am I right? Shots fired! Shots fired!
The Bugle Boys Podcast, Episode 8. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the basement. We're kicking it once again here,
Like
March the 12th. Is it the 12th? Yeah, it's the 12th. Today's the 12th.
13th.
13th, lucky number 13. Thank you for the correction, young son. We did a little switch up. Don't mean to throw you off if you're looking in on the screen.
It probably
made
also won't be that day when they're looking on the screen.
Yeah, true. They don't. Not a lot of people look. You know, they're not looking yet, but when they start
But
looking,
if anything, we should go ahead a day, so it's not.
for what? No, I was just saying when they look on the screen, they're gonna be like, "Yo, we're sitting in different spots."
Oh, yeah.
Dude, the
yeah.
switch up, dude.
Hey.
The switch up. Also, hopefully you can't hear the chemistry difference because, you know, believe it or not, where you sit really does affect the podcast.
Mhm. That's what they say.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, because now my neck's going to be sore from twisting back and forth.
yo, Tom's going to need like a fucking masseuse tomorrow, maybe a little bit of
You
therapy.
should just set up mirrors so I can constantly see you guys without having to move my head.
That might help.
The Vampire's Kiss
Ooh, I thought you were going to say something about the
is the
vampire.
Nicolas Cage movie that meme's from.
Good shit.
Ooh, you guys talking about memes?
Yeah, well, we got new decorations if they can see it on the YouTube.
Oh, shout out to the new decorations up, all the YouTube listeners and lookers.
And we were trying to remember what Nicolas Cage's face is from, and it's from the film The Vampire's Kiss.
Yes, for those listening, we got a shirt up on the back, and it's literally just a full-blown Nicolas Cage face shot, as Gino said. From.
We discussed what could our decorations use more of, and we were like full-blown Nicolas Cage faces.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much the general consensus at the end of that meeting.
We asked you, the listener, what you want to see more of.
That's all I saw, man. It was popping off on Twitter. Nicolas Cage this, Nicolas Cage that, Nicolas Cage. You know, I
Did you
saw one
ever,
about Jonah Hill, and I was like, all right,
a
mid-90s
great
was
actor.
tight.
Do you ever go on the Nicolas
But-
Cage subreddit, One True God?
No, I've
What?
seen it.
Nah,
Sometimes,
bro, really?
Yeah.
There's a subreddit. It's called One True God, and it's just about Nicolas Cage. It's memes. It's like
Yeah, there's depths of that website that you can go down the weirdest rabbit holes.
oh
Just
yeah.
finding subreddits on subreddits.
Yeah.
And then
Find
you,
subreddits have like 40 people in them, but they're like active as hell, like hundreds of daily posts.
Mhm.
Are they like little... Okay, so I'm on Reddit. I know you're really having to Reddit. Is it like you just kind of join? It's almost like a chat room, pretty much?
No, I don't even know how to explain.
What is a subreddit?
So subreddit will just be like a collection, and so that it's kind of like ways to like separate. So instead of being in just like r/pictures or whatever, which would just be like where people put all their pictures, it'll be like one of the ones that I go to a lot is like r that happened or whatever, where it's just like people that'll post screenshots of things where people just tell like ridiculous Facebook stories of like, yeah, I did this thing and then everyone clapped. And,
somebody was belittling a black man at the mall. I stepped in, and the mayor gave me $100.
Yeah, people-
like the
you know,
people that
like-
make like a Facebook status that says like
Yeah,
something
it's-
ridiculous.
I don't know.
And
Anyway,
be like, okay, that happened.
subreddits are just like areas where they like collect all of one kind of thing. So there's just like you follow all the different kinds that you want. So your own home feed is just all the different subreddits you follow.
So like there might be one where... And then it just... People post other stuff in that?
Yeah, there's like all there's literally
There's subreddits
hundreds
for
of-
everything. I saw
Yeah.
today there's a subreddit for the baby.
So you just go to the baby and there's all just...
We
everything's
go to like
posted.
Reddit.
People will post like anything about like
/r/the
they find
baby.
like articles about him or like pictures.
Okay, yeah,
of
so
it.
it's not
all
like one
music.
post
It's
and then
fan.
it's
It's
like one
fan. It's basically
discussion.
it's all
Right.
it's
It's
fan sites basically.
Yeah, okay.
Essentially,
so whack.
yeah, and then there's like
I'm not...
there's like subreddit memes, and then
Yeah.
there's like all different.
Like hip hop heads is a really big subreddit.
I-
Like that's one that like we're on all the time.
There's
I
a bunch
go
of
to
But
that-
then there's one like hip hop images where they because like you're not supposed to post memes and stuff on that. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be for like discussion and songs and that.
Gotcha.
But then like the memes one is pretty funny. Like you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah, for sure. No, like I have a Reddit. I just never go on. I have like a few
Is that
I'm
recording?
connected. Yeah, it's all recording.
Oh.
You know, see the red?
I just thought it would be like following it out.
are you
What do you mean?
possibly colorblind?
Like, doesn't it usually? Anyways,
Oh,
doesn't
it's
matter.
frozen.
Yeah, right. Like usually it would be showing you the sound file as it goes.
1 second.
Oh no. We do never get a full one in without restarting.
No, it's fine.
All right, I was just
There we go.
checking.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Here's a little. There's some
Not
real.
even gonna restart.
There's some real behind the scenes stuff for the
this is some-
listeners.
yeah, this is some,
And some real behind the scenes stuff. I don't think we've ever actually done an episode where we didn't have to restart the intro.
no, we have to. Yeah.
So and we did it today, and the fact that I thought it just stopped there, I was like, oh, there's always something right in the beginning. But
well,
false alarm, y'all. We're out here. We're here.
But yeah, you should get into Reddit because there's
it's
a lot
what
of like
it is, but yeah.
there's a lot of really good music producing subreddits that I follow. That'll give me like a lot of
There are
people.
some, yeah.
They post a lot of really good videos and like tutorial videos. I've sent you a ton of them on the way, but
There's a good like making hip hop one that I like. I even go on just to see some stuff like people
Yeah,
made.
yeah,
Nah,
man.
it's pretty good.
there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good, and a lot of the things like a lot of the memes and a lot of the
Subtut-
a lot of stuff trickles out from Reddit to Instagram and all that shit.
No,
so
I
it's
know.
kinda
I just say I don't go through it enough to like really like, you know, like I go to like the MMA one, I go to the hip hop one once in a while and stuff, but very rarely. Like I
Yeah.
just don't go on enough because I'm more on Twitter, and then Instagram usually
yeah.
for like shit.
I don't know. I
And then,
I like how Reddit I can get a complete mix of everything. Like I follow a bunch of news things and also so you just like see some serious stuff and you're like, oh, that's depressing, and then you scroll down and you see some
Yeah.
hilarious
News and
memes
nudes, man.
yeah,
Well, it's
right?
kind of I mean, it's not the same as Twitter, but like it's kind of like
Kind of, yeah. Well, Twitter,
have
it
that,
is,
right?
it is
There's
kind of
like-
same because you
you're
subscribe.
following.
You choose what you subscribe
You
to.
Who
There's
you
also
follow,
like
right?
very dark sides to Reddit. Like
Very
there's
dark sides
even-
to Twitter and stuff, too, though,
well,
like,
but
dark
that's
sides to the
that's
internet.
a lot more monitored than like
You think Reddit's
yeah.
all have moderators in that though?
yeah, but pure subreddit. There's like death subreddits. There's like
Yeah, they shut a
gore
lot of that down though because
subreddits,
it
all
is
that
moderated.
shit.
Like
No, like
no, a lot
to
gets
an
shut
extent.
down.
Nah, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of really fucked up stuff.
Really, because a
there.
lot of people think that like Reddit's not moderated. A lot of people think it's moderated like too
I don't know.
harshly.
I think it's probably.
It depends who you
circumstantial,
ask, right? Yeah.
But even like the furries, man, like that shit is rampant.
Yeah, but that's
like,
not. They're not hurting anyone.
yeah, they're
Some
just
of them
doing.
are,
Hey, they're just
yeah.
doing their thing, man.
Are they?
It's a bunch of old
Yeah.
people. It's just a bunch.
Because like Reddit doesn't allow like child pornography and stuff.
Oh,
Obviously.
yeah, but
No, but,
still.
But like furries, you can't shut that down if it's two consenting adults fucking each other. And
Yeah,
no,
you
yeah,
want to
no,
wear a
they're
rabbit
just,
suit.
Like, yeah,
They just-
not
It's
even
weird.
that. It's
It's
some of-
weird.
No,
It's
I'm
not my
talking about,
thing.
like the bestiality stuff, like that, all that nonsense.
See now,
which is a huge.
there's a big
part
difference
of
between
it.
bestiality and furries, though.
that
Not
is.
really.
You
Yeah.
don't yeah, absolutely there
dude,
is.
there's,
There's a
like-
big difference between wearing a costume and fucking someone and fucking a goat.
Yeah, but go watch some of those documentaries about how those people live. Like, yeah, granted, there are going to be some cases that some of them are whatever. Cool,
For
they're
sure.
Just wearing, but I'm saying
You-
there's like a huge population of them that are just like degenerates that wear fucking fursuits.
Really isolating our furry listeners right now.
Good, man. Fuck.
Yo, I mean, I don't know enough about it, but that's generally what I thought it was. It was just mostly people like dressing up in like whatever costumes and just fucking each other. And I mean, if that's
I was thinking
your
the
thing, that's-
Entourage
Yeah,
episode.
I got no problem
Yeah,
with that
yeah.
stuff.
And I swear to God,
kinks
when
are kinks. It's whatever. But
when I swear to God, when we were at that festival in Valhalla, remember in the forest? I swear to God, it was some weird stuff. Like I don't know.
oh yeah,
I
the
thought that
lights.
was like a furry convention.
no.
Like it was
Yeah.
some
A
weird
meetup, like
I-
a furry
we were
meetup at the
partying
festival.
late night. We were partying late night at like a 3-day festival, and then it was like I'm like, guys, I'm pretty sure there's like a party going on in the woods. Like I could see lasers in the back
Oh,
and shit. And
jeez.
like
blah blah
way
blah. I'm like, I
back.
think there's like people dressed up and shit, and like other stuff, and they're like, nah, I'm not going to check this out. This is like how
No, yeah.
Tom was like, this is how a horror movie starts.
Fuck yeah. We just walk back there and there's just a bunch of people in suits. Like, non-furries. Like, get him.
This wasn't what I signed up for.
Put a tail in his ass.
Oh,
This wasn't what I
Jesus.
expected when I was coming to Valhalla Sound Circus.
This
What the
wasn't
Valhalla?
in the brochure.
I'm also super
Damn.
biased in the furry stuff because I follow some of the subreddits that like Yif and Hell is a big one where they post like all the disgusting side of them and like all the disgusting art that they. Anyways,
Is there
it's
a
worth
subred-
going down that rabbit hole just to see that side of humanity. And,
Is there
you
a subreddit that like pulls in just other subreddits?
Oh yeah.
Like be like, oh, this is a subreddit
There's a
based
lot
on
of
like
crossovers. There's
You
a lot
wouldn't
of-
weirdest subreddits on Reddit.
You wouldn't
Hell yeah.
believe. Oh yeah, man.
For sure.
There's like can't believe it's a subreddit and shit like or whatever. Like there's anything you can imagine. There's a thing for it.
yeah.
Socks.
Anything you could imagine. There's a thing.
Like
for
I've
it.
seen
Nicolas
subreddits
Cage
birth
t-shirts?
in comment sections of people being like, "This should be a subreddit," and someone will be like, "Oh, just did it," and
And
then
they'll
all of a
link it,
sudden
yeah.
it'll have hundreds of fucking followers.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's wild.
Interesting. That's
It's great
cool.
though. Yeah.
Cool shit.
It's
cool
on,
shit.
and honestly, at this point, like I used to make fun of Mike all the time. Like back years ago,
I
I used
remember
to, I used to
when
chirp
Mike
him
would always
because
send
he would
Reddit
always talk
shit.
about Reddit shit. And I was always like, man, why do you always get all your? But it turns out like you can get most of your information from like a lot of the
it's
time.
pretty
I can
useful.
just go on or Google. I'll put Reddit in my Google search and I'll
That-
find an explanation or I'll find exactly.
I
What I'm
use
looking
Reddit for like like streaming hockey games and
Yeah,
like
exactly.
basketball games
Yeah.
and shit.
exactly.
That's what I was gonna say. I do too. Is I'll type in something Reddit just to find like links
Yeah.
to it
Yeah.
and shit.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I don't know if that's why I'm definitely
like
not
the-
using Reddit the correct way. And then also for links on sports and like
Well, I watched
MMA events
I
and
watched the
shit.
wresling pay per view on the weekend just from like there's a
It's
there's a
wild, though.
Reddit/r/WWE streams. Like,
There's
you know
like
what I mean?
a
Like, there's
shit ton
anything.
of corporate shills all through that.
Oh man, well
it's
there's
wild.
one of the really good subreddit is
shit.
there's a really good subreddit that's actually called Hail Corporate,
Oh,
and
yeah,
they'll just go
yeah,
through and
yeah.
like link when people are obviously corporate shows on Reddit. Sometimes it's bad, man.
There was Netflix had a lot of really bad ones actually this past.
It'll be
summer.
like, LOL, I love Netflix and
Or,
chill.
like, they
Like,
had- oh my god, Netflix! The one that they had recently was, oh my god, Netflix changed their logo for the first time in however many years, and look how high
I
quality
can't believe
is, or
it,
something.
yeah.
And then it was like the introduction to the new logo.
I
and
can't
it
believe
was
how
like,
good it
wow.
looks.
And it
Yeah.
was like the perfect quality video of it. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yo, that's hey man, marketing. They're doing their thing, man.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
They're getting
No, and
creative.
apparently like the Russian trolls were like a huge problem on Reddit with like posting a whole lot of misinformation and crazy shit like
Check
that.
it. Yo, speaking of that, there was a girl on Joe Rogan today that I was listening to. I guess she was on yesterday. Renee DeResta. She is uphill. I don't know what her Twitter is. I'll look it up after, maybe post it. But she is like, I guess she works for like this internet agency, and like she was basically coming on and talking about. I haven't finished it yet. About all the different stuff going on online, and they were just discussing Russian bots and troll accounts like used to like set up stuff in like the States. Like there was like there were instances where like Russian bots were like going onto like different groups, social accounts and connecting them,
Setting them up.
across the
Yeah,
street. Yeah, like
I've
they
read
had
about
like
that.
Texas Pride and the Islam whatever have a rally on the same day
Just trying
across
to
the
set
street.
up tensions. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, like
It's crazy.
apparently the same thing with that. Apparently they were saying the same thing happened with that. You know, the kid with the MAGA hat and like the Indian
yeah.
native guy gentleman and all that craziness. Apparently something like that might have happened with that. I don't know, but that Russian bot stuff's crazy and like.
Man, even just have you ever seen the videos of the like Instagram follower farms and shit
Yeah.
like that, where it's like literally just like Indian ladies sitting in front of these huge boards of hundreds of phones and just like logging into accounts and liking stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's so crazy.
like
that
like factories or whatever, man.
yeah, that's insane. I did like in my mind I was just picturing like one person behind a computer
Or
that
with
just
a
did
code, right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
did like hundreds of thousands of accounts, but it's just like someone in front of 100 fucking phones, just like that.
Those things are wild, man. You
That's
ever
crazy.
see Silicon Valley?
Yeah,
They showed a thing where like it probably wasn't a real one. It's just like a simulated thing, but that's what it was. It's just
yeah.
10,000 like people in India sitting on their computers, just literally just all going through and liking the same photos as they come up on the list,
Yeah.
subscribing to programs or whatever.
It's a wild west out there still on the internet,
But you
right?
gotta make your fake numbers sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Bugle
like-
Boys hitting our 1 million subscriber.
There
Bow,
we
bow, bow,
go.
bow.
No, but it's actually funny. Like now that I've seen that, you pay attention, you see accounts on
Bugle
Instagram.
Boys.
Even there's some music producers that are bad for this.
Oh,
They'll
vintage
have-
Yeah,
vintage
buying
pages
stuff.
are bad, man.
No, they'll have like
No doubt,
hundreds
it's
of
any
thousands of
industry.
followers, and then they'll have like
100
300
likes, yeah.
on
or like
theirs.
no comments.
It's crazy.
And you're like, what? Like, how does that make any
Dude,
sense?
there's literally vintage pages that have like 10 times the followers that we do, and we'll get like the same amount of likes. It's like,
Yo.
well, that doesn't seem like a genuine audience.
No, but yo, going back, one thing I was gonna say about the bots, that she was talking about before I like stopped listening to it because I was leaving or whatever. They were saying like how like certain accounts on Twitter and like Instagram and stuff they'd set up and they'd start as like a meme account and like they'd get all these likes, get all these people to follow them, and then they'd switch it to like some sort of they start
Oh,
being
yeah,
political.
yeah.
Turns into like a political account. They just start all this shit on
People
there.
sell them too.
Yeah, and they start selling start selling their accounts and stuff, and like, yeah,
also
but like
actually-
they'll make all these accounts, and sometimes they'll start them so they're active for a few years, and then they just get crazy like 2 years later. So it's like not out of the blue, and it's like they're not just a new one on Twitter. So it's hard to moderate
Oh,
them
yeah.
as well in that way, right? Because it seems like they're legit accounts. Like Rogan was even saying like, oh, like I follow this car one, and then it like started making political comments out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and like it's like shit.
I've seen that happen. Oh, I've seen that happen
Yeah?
for sure.
What?
First-
There was
why
a meme,
wouldn't
there was
it?
a meme account
I
on
don't doubt
Instagram
it.
that I used to follow that and then they all of a sudden they started making political memes and shit, and then it started being like all political memes, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like,
That's wild.
especially because I'm not American. Maybe if I was American, I'd have been like, cool, but
I followed ones where it was like
Still doesn't make
guys
sense.
doing whatever, right? Like say I followed like a sneaker page or something before.
Mm-hmm.
They get to like 10K followers and delete all their stuff, and then they just like start posting their own beats. Like, you know, like delete all their old posts and then just start posting their own stuff. It's like I never followed this fucking producer, SoundCloud producer from Louisville, Kentucky.
No, but I've also seen if people get enough followers, they'll be bought out. Like you can sell someone your account, right? So
oh man, of course.
If you were in that position, like, man, I have this shitty meme account, and someone's offering me like $20,000, like, okay,
why not? Yeah. But yo, it's like the people buying it. Like, I mean, I guess you gotta put some onus on the people selling them. Like that's kind of whack, but at the same time, like it's a business.
How's that whack at all? If someone's willing to buy it, man.
But
they're not telling
right?
you like, hey, I want to take your account to use it this way. They're just saying, hey, I want to buy your account. You know, that's
but who cares? I don't give. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, but it's wild on the
Instagram polices their stuff. You know what I mean? So they're not gonna do anything too outrageous. It's not like you can sell to someone who's gonna hurt someone.
Pretty poorly.
Yeah, but what I was just gonna say was just the but it's whack, like the people that actually buy them to like do things with them. Like who's gonna like the followers that are already on there, they have no inclination into what you're trying to spew, unless it's like, I mean, the political thing. If you're doing that, you're just trying to start shit and your shit disturber, your shit posting and stuff, that's one thing. But like for the music producers and like rappers or whoever does it, like an artist.
Well, I also get that angle. I get that angle because like
if you're a meme account, okay, if you go follow, okay, like a certain meme account, you might have an overlap of people who are into your shit. Maybe they'll come up on it, like figure it out. But like I don't know, like to me, it's like I don't even know how worth it's gonna be.
I think the attraction is that because to some people, if you come across an account and you already see that it's got like a shit ton of followers, you're like, oh well, I'm clearly missing out on something. So it's like I got, you know, as opposed to if you came across and it's only got like 69 followers, you're like, okay, nothing worth whatever.
It's crazy how it's like an automatic.
Yeah. You start gauging in your head and you start rating kind of instantly. You kind of create a bias on what you're thinking of the person or artist or store or
it reminds me of those ice creams
or whatever, right? You start creating a bias by, you know, based on like how many, you know, likes their followers they have. You're
you
like,
know what I read
actually?
This is kind of rewinding slightly, but I read the other day, or it might have been this morning on Reddit, that there's theories that Alex Jones is actually a plant from the CIA, and that a lot of the things he actually talks about are true. Like, and he's proven on by pulling up a lot of that crazy shit with Jamie. Even he was like factualized. But anyways, that there's a theory that he's been like pushed to like say all these outlandish things, and
that's what he's saying,
and then
too, right?
to say some truths in there just to make it all seem fucking ridiculous, right? Because there's been declassified CIA documents where they've done this before, where they'll tar the image of someone just because they're saying something that they don't want out. They did it like, okay, look how fucking crazy this person is. Like, obviously they're, you know, so like
they did it to John Lennon.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a CIA documents came out later, and Bob Marley too, where they wanted to like smear their reputations and that because they were promoting like peace free and stuff, trying like the Vietnam War and that,
and like free thought and all that.
Yeah,
shit.
And like anti-government, like
But yeah, that's
well, of course they would. Like, why wouldn't they try to silence people who are saying?
But yo, it's great. The Alex Jones thing is kind of nuts in that respect.
Who knows what the fuck Alex Jones is doing too?
But he talks about that. He says he talks about having sources. His dad being approached by people.
Who knows if anything is true too? His dad could have been a fucking janitor.
We gotta make sure we're all.
His dad could have been a fucking janitor or something. And just because Alex Jones says his dad worked for NASA, like doesn't mean I believe
That's probably
it.
something someone has probably gone back and
sure. Like I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sure you could Snopes it right now. Like, did Alex Jones?
Snopes would just blow up on Alex Jones, man. Like, yeah.
The scary thing is that on the Joe Rogan podcast, like a lot of the crazy shit he was talking about, where I was kind of like, what? And then when Jamie was able to like pull up and substantiate some of his claims, I was just like, man, okay, like the hybrids between the kid and the pig, like the people, like the human and the pig, cyborgs that they were creating,
post-birth abortions and that.
Yeah,
in New York.
Yeah,
it's all very like.
Apparently, it's late term abortion, right? Late term they call it, but they're still delivered alive. Yeah. That's if I don't even know about that shit's nuts.
That's crazy.
I just know about one second. I just know like that the fact that they have they're chalking it up to the late term abortion, and that's probably I think the theory is that's what they do, and that's what Alex was saying. But
why wouldn't they? Stem cells from babies are valuable as shit. That's what they use in
stem
cell research.
For sure, man.
Like,
there are others people like in Silicon Valley, like they talk about
blood boys.
Banks. Yeah, they go and try to get young guys' blood because they want to fill it. But
South Park actually nailed both of these.
Yeah, they showed, and they've also been those tests in rats, right, where they would put like young blood from a young rat, an older rat, and then boom, it's like living a better life.
Jeez.
Dude, yeah, you're right. South Park made it too, so like
children.
South Park's
they did the one on the stem cells, and what were we talking about right before? Where it was
Alex Jones, stem cells.
Yeah,
Your
shit.
socks. I don't know. Fuck your socks. But yeah, it's nuts. The Alex Jones stuff is crazy. Like when they did, you see some of it.
Yeah, like he's absolutely batshit crazy in regard, but some of the stuff he says like lands.
Yeah.
It's not all.
Oh, I was gonna say it's
So-
not.
You were thinking about something for so long. I'm like, yo, what are you
I
going
was
with,
really
man?
thinking
like,
about
get
it.
over, like, forget about it. We're moving
It's
on.
I mean, like it's really not funny talking about like killing babies and that. But remember
Sometimes, though.
remember the South Park episode where Cartman's mom wanted to get an abortion.
I'm not a user.
She's like, oh, like she's like, doctor, I'm here like trying to learn about an abortion, and he's like, how far along are you? And she's like, well, my son's 2 years old.
Also, the episode with the crack babies.
Or like 8, because it's however old they are. I guess they're not 2. They're
where
grown
they do
kids.
crack baby basketball.
Crack baby basketball was
That
funny,
was
man. The
one of the
NCAA
worst.
episode.
Yeah, that was fucking rough.
Yeah.
That was
Jeez.
one of the episodes that my mom like walked in on me watching, and I was like,
And she's probably like, what the fuck?
I know, because she already had it against that show, and I tried talking her into it. I was like, no, they talk about like current events, but they make it
Political, yeah,
hilarious.
it's
They always
good.
twist it into a current. But she was just like, no, I'm not watching this fucking show.
Ha.
I guess it's not meant for her generation. They're just past that cusp, I think. Well, I
Yeah.
don't know, maybe because like there's fucking.
You say you tried to get your mom into watching, or your sister?
My mom and my sister, but there's
Wait, you tried to get
courses
your
on.
mom into
There's courses on South Park,
SP?
man. There's like they like teach courses on the way that they write that and the way that they talk about and make it relevant.
Well, it's really clever, man. It's incredibly clever.
It's incredible, especially for the fact that they're writing these episodes in a week at this point. That's phenomenal. Like these dudes are phenomenal writers.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Good show though. Good show. So you guys want to get into some music business?
We're going to talk about the business of music?
The business of music. Yeah, we'll break it down. It'll be a 6-part piece. You can subscribe on Patreon. Boom.
I've only listened to like a few new songs.
No, but yo, one of the things. Did you guys see the? You guys see the YBN Almighty Jay
Oh yeah, we
incident?
got
He got robbed?
Yeah, he got robbed and he got robbed. Yeah,
Oh,
he
and
got
then I saw
robbed,
the Jay
chain
Prince.
snatched,
He got beat
stabbed
too,
and
right?
shit. Yeah, he got beat up.
kicked.
Did you
He
see the
like,
video?
yeah.
You guys see the video?
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't
Yeah.
there more than one video? Because then
There's a
I
couple.
saw
There's
another
two.
scuffle
There's
that
two.
happened afterwards.
So there was 2 scuffles that night. At first, when they posted it, people were like going off on him and chirping. I think like G Herbo and a couple guys like.
I think, was it 50 said something? Somebody said something.
a
Like, I
couple
saw people were like chirping him.
Yeah, they're
But
like,
it was
oh,
just
I thought
him.
you keep that thing on.
But it was
you."
just him, right?
Exactly. Like I
Yeah,
thought you
it's
keep
like he
that.
did. I
I thought you keep that thing on you. Also, they're
and
in New
because
York-
he tried running, right?
Yeah,
That's
also-
okay.
Also, they're in New York where they have like steady gun laws. There, like it's very, I don't even know if you can carry in New York. Can you even carry
That's
in
the
New
whole
York?
point,
Is it
though.
the
It's
same
supposed
video?
to- it's, like, illegal.
He tries running away throughout the video.
Yeah,
right?
he's trying to dip and get away, right?
Yeah.
And he was
He got
by
beat.
him. Yeah, and he was by himself. Well, he got like sliced up good and shit. Like I'll
Yeah, and they were like trying. They were trying to like rob him like during the thing, right? Like they were snatching.
They got his chains and shit.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll read what happened
Did
in
you
a.
see Jay Prince's?
He put something out too. Yeah,
Jeez.
he was
thought
like
posted it
he
in
wants
the-
to find the guys who did it to
Yeah,
him.
he posted like a like mob ties thing. He's like calling out all like.
Yeah, let's
hustlers
find who did this
worldwide.
shit. Like he's pissed.
Oof.
Dude,
Yeah,
and
but
then I was reading comments in Reddit where people were like, "Yo, like, I'm not even in the Bronx or wherever like the suspected robbers are," and he's
Yeah.
like, "But I'm staying low. Like, I'm not going out and about. The city's like on lockdown right now."
Jesus.
they're looking for those guys who did it probably.
Yeah,
But yo, it's nuts because some people were jumping on and like kind of chirping him and shit. But like exactly, he's by himself. He's out moving around, whatever. Like, what do you expect? Yeah, he's dipping. He's trying to get away. But what ended up? So TMZ ended up releasing an article. Like he got way more injured than I guess people initially thought. So
Yeah,
read
man,
what- So I guess the TMZ story was YBN Almighty Jay is finally out of the hospital bed. This was posted today. Still recovering from multiple stab wounds from a weekend beating that was way worse than the video showed. Sources close to the rapper tell TMZ that Jay was hospitalized for a couple of days and treated for injuries sustained Friday after a street fight was followed by a separate attack and robbery later that night. So yeah, 2 that
Jesus.
night, man. They're told that Jay was jumped by several guys around midnight in the lobby of a residential building in Manhattan. And after he tried to flee, he got dragged back into a more serious assault. Their sources say, along with getting stomped on and having his chains jacked, Jay got stabbed several times with a blade and cracked and suffered head and facial lacerations when someone cracked a Hennessy bottle over his head.
Jesus.
His face was sliced so badly, reportedly required 300 stitches. So yo, shouts out to Jay. Hopefully he makes a full recovery. Like obviously he will, but you know, poor guy. And hopefully they fucking find those dudes who did that.
Yeah, I
and
don't understand
that
the
gets
point of
sorted.
like what is
It's
the,
clout, man.
I
They're
know, but
clout
I don't
chasing.
understand the clout or whatever the clout is. I still don't even fully fucking
I
understand.
don't know.
what
Plus,
clout
you,
is,
I know, you
but,
can sell the
like,
chain,
what do
make
you
some
get?
money.
Yeah,
You have
I guess.
nothing, so you think you're hype. You're fucking over
But they're
someone else. You're
literally
like, I'm the guy who did
videotaping
this.
themselves in the act. They're literally giving the world like, here's your fucking evidence to put me in jail.
I'm
for
saying they're
this
smart,
violent
dude.
assault. I just
Not saying
don't-
they're smart. You're right.
I just don't understand it.
No, it's wild. It doesn't make any sense at all, and it's brutal. It was just what pissed me off was just like, yeah, instantly people started jumping on and like tripping. Plus the kid, how old is he? He's probably like 21 years old at most. Like how old? He's a young dude, right? And it's like you're gonna jump on and start just like,
I mean,
you know,
21's not that young. but-
insulting this kid just for and like because he got beat up and robbed because he he didn't defend himself even though he's a gangster rapper. I guess you could say that. Is he a gangster rapper? He's like a trap rapper. He's like a whatever. He's one of these new age rappers.
Well, the thing is, it's easy to jump on someone after
He talks about some shit,
Exactly.
but-
If you talk about,
But you're by yourself moving around in Manhattan. You're not trying to. I get he's kind of a troll. He does kind of troll a bit. Like he,
I don't know. I don't really know anything about the dude. So.
yeah, like he does troll a bit on the internet and shit. And like he's a young kid, man. It's it's just
Yeah.
you don't want to see someone get jumped like that. That's a little too. That's a step over the line,
I mean, yeah, it happens.
Yeah, so
Streets
unfortunate.
Streets is rough.
it's hard
Jesus,
out, it's hard out there, man.
these guys are gonna get killed though.
Yo, you're looking into it now, eh? The Jay
Yeah.
Prince thing.
You read his statement.
Read the
Yeah,
statement out
oh,
loud.
There's a lot of words I can't say in it.
What?
Yeah, fair. If you want to read what you can, we'll read the Jay Prince statement that he put out because it was pretty.
Mob
serious.
ties call to my real street N-words around the world, but especially on the East Coast and the Bronx. There's a clown by the name of Zay and his crew who want to become
Straight up
famous.
names the dude.
Wow, I didn't even know. I didn't realize that. I just saw a clip of it.
Hold up. There's a clown by the name of Zay and his crew who want to become famous by bragging about robbing rap industry N-words. They recently bragged about robbing the artist YBN Almighty Jay, whom I'm invested in. They've robbed him of his money and his jewelry, including a Rap-A-Lot piece.
Yeah.
So therefore, they have robbed a piece of me.
I saw that. I didn't see the other shit.
Jesus, he knows
didn't see
they
him
know who they
mention
are
the
too.
name.
That's
what I'm
not
saying.
good.
That's why people are like, yo, like it's just
People
something's
flip
gonna
now.
happen.
Yeah, if they were masked up and got like that's
That
what
chain's gonna be
that's what I
back
don't
within
get
a
about
week.
recording yourself, man. You
It's
can only
100
get so much clout, like
It makes no sense.
yeah, because like either you're
I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm just saying that's kind of what their head's at, obviously, right?
I know, but like,
got your
at the
clout
end of
now,
the
man.
day-
Somebody's gonna fucking
I
take
just
their head
don't
off for
understand. Like at the end of the day, when they're sitting there, like, all right, we're gonna fuck this dude up. We're gonna take his chain. We're gonna make videos of it. Then what?
what?
and like expect no reciprocation.
You're gonna get either fucked up or you're gonna get arrested.
No,
Yeah.
but like, what? Yeah, that's obviously the consequences. But like, what to them was the benefit?
I know it's like, are you gonna put a record out because of it? Like,
Yeah, are they
I
gonna-
don't understand how it benefits
That's
you.
what I'm saying. Like,
That's
other
exactly
than-
what I'm saying.
Other
Yeah.
than like selling a couple chains and getting
Yeah.
or like
maybe a
kind
couple
of looking cool to
grand,
your
like-
friends, maybe.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't.
Like it's not like you. Yeah, it's not like you.
It
just
wasn't
low-
like it wasn't like you were robbing him for survival or
But
like
that,
you know.
but that's
it
what I'm
was
saying.
like-
You're not just robbing it to sell the chains and make some money.
I guess to get some money too. But like, if you're really robbing someone, like, if you're really doing that, you're not filming it.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
You know
I'm
what I
saying,
mean?
so,
Like,
what was the
yeah.
end game? Just to be like, yeah, we
people
did
who
that.
people who actually commit
we're
crimes
fucking
aren't
dope.
Exactly.
trying to get caught.
No, that's like that's like what you're trying not to do.
Yeah, for real. I don't know. I don't get it personally. It's not a good plan.
It's that
Not
new
a
age
smooth
shit.
It's like
criminal.
It's that new age
Michael
shit.
Jackson.
I
would
feel
do
like
that
I've
now.
listened every time I listen back to this show. I feel like I bring up Sopranos every week.
Yeah, fuck it, man.
But
It's good shit.
you remember those guys? There's this like season 2 or 3. There's like these young kids who worked with Chris and they wanted to impress Tony so bad, and they ended up like robbing the poker game and that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what this is like. It's like these guys just like, yo, we want to like impress like Jay Prince and these guys. Like we gotta do some real street shit and like come at his guy. And now it's like now you're just gonna get murdered for it. Same
Yeah.
thing that happened to those guys. Spoilers.
Yeah,
I
that's
wonder what
brutal.
these dudes are gonna. Yeah, I'd be
There's
curious.
gonna. I
These
can
dudes are
guar-
on the low.
I can guarantee
right
you,
now.
Zay is laying the fucking low, man.
Can you imagine that dude when someone sends him that article and he reads Zay and his crew and he's like, oh, fuck.
This
This
guy's
is a
literally
worldwide
Jay Prince is
buzz.
like
They're gonna leave New York for sure. They should.
Jay Prince stopped the biggest thing in rap from happening. That hip hop, that Pusha T
Drake
beef.
Yeah.
He literally stopped that in his tracks. While every person in the world wanted to see it.
I don't know.
So you
enough
don't think
about Jay Prince?
you
but
don't think
there
you can
was
just
bunch
pluck a
people-
guy out of fucking?
That dude, that's like the apparently the least of what that dude's done. Like he was under like almost federal indictment, but they like couldn't charge him because he wasn't directly connected to a lot of the stuff, but he kind of was. Like he's like a hardcore motherfucker.
Oh yeah, he's
Smart guy, too.
He's basically a mafioso, man.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah. He's connected in the streets.
he's
That's
like
what makes that
he's like
terrifying.
Suge Knight, but not like but he's not like
he
like
moves
like
better.
Suge wanted to
But
be
not in
Suge
jail.
wanted to be on the camera. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
like
he
he's
moves better. He
this guy's like a
moves
real
proper.
mafia guy. Like he's not trying to.
Nah, he pops up when he needs to.
He's not gonna
Let-
pop up on a song. Like he's not gonna be on a Drake song rapping about like crimes he's done. You know what I mean?
Has he ever jumped in a video?
I don't think maybe a video. Maybe he's been in a video or something. But I don't think he's ever been on a track or like.
Wasn't he?
He pops up, but he doesn't. You don't. He only.
Not
when,
now,
Only
yeah.
when he needs to, like this shit. Like he's not trying to be. Yeah, like you said, not trying to be front.
Yeah,
center.
man, and he's just got money and everything. Like, I don't know. I'd love to see a Jay Prince like biopic.
There'll probably be
That'll
one, man.
happen.
I
That
doubt
will
it.
happen.
I
Nah.
doubt
When
it.
he
Man. I don't
dies.
know.
If when he dies,
Hell yeah.
we'll probably outlive him, so we'll be
Dude,
okay.
his
We'll
family, I guarantee they're like, yo, hell yeah, we're gonna make a little bit of extra money. Everyone does.
see. Yeah, I mean, even if he doesn't, they can probably find some. Man, if someone does enough research, they can find enough stuff
Hell yeah.
to put something together.
He's an interesting person too. Like he
For
is an
sure.
interesting story. Someone's gonna
Oh,
make
man.
something of it.
Well,
And
like,
everyone loves an interesting story.
Rap-A-Lot Records and Floyd Mayweather. That's what he's known for.
Yeah, there you go. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That is a nuts thing. Rap-A-Lot Records and Floyd Mayweather, like those two pieces.
It's like
I'm not
and
a
look at how rich Floyd Mayweather is, man.
Ugh.
So you don't think he's got a little like dirty Jay Prince money in there somewhere?
He must.
Start up that boxing career?
Sure.
Hell yeah, man. Starting all his own companies and shit, and like I don't know.
It's
Like
funny you hear.
that's why you could never get a real movie because there's so much dirty shit people won't talk about that he's probably involved in.
There must be. It's funny, like
You would.
I'm sure you could connect the dots on some stuff.
I mean, I guess they just made like a John Gotti movie,
Exactly.
and like a lot of his stuff was, you know.
yeah, you could put that up there. if
there's
you need to.
also a lot of people out there that like to talk for a little bit of money.
It depends what happens too, right? If somebody goes to jail eventually and testifies and everything comes
Or even
out,
just
like,
like when someone dies and then they're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, there's no point. I can
deathbed
just, like,
confessions,
you know,
yeah. Stuff gets out. You're right. You're right.
But at
Yeah.
the same time, maybe they're like, yo.
Right
I'm
now,
just-
lips are pretty sealed, though it seems.
Well, yeah, because he's probably done a lot of fucking really shady shit.
That's the most mafia thing in the world that's going on right now, though. Him putting out a mob hit on fucking
Hell yeah.
Zay.
On
Zay, you got your
Instagram.
clout, man. Yeah.
On Instagram.
Yeah. What a world we live in
Yeah.
right now.
That is.
We're
crazy.
definitely living the
Well, you-
weirdest timeline right now.
He's not like I don't think he's sending out like a threat to get him killed. I think they're.
You
trying-
don't think so? What?
I think they want to bring him in, and I don't know. Yeah,
Bring him in
I don't know, man. There's
For
no way you're
what?
putting out.
What
for
are they gonna do?
discussions?
He
They're
gets
gonna
killed. They're not.
interrogate them?
He gets killed. You don't think they're going back to Jay Prince right away?
Sure. You think he's not gonna say, "Oh, I was here"?
Yeah, but
He didn't. But the thing is, he didn't.
you don't need to pull
he
the
just
trigger.
said-
He didn't
You
say
don't need
anything.
to be.
He
the
didn't say-
guy
he didn't
selling the
say- he
drugs
didn't say
on
go
the
kill him.
street.
You don't think somebody's gonna read that? Some fucking young gangbanger is gonna read that? They're gonna kill him
Oh,
for
that-
clout.
Yeah, you can see that.
He's like, there's your real,
about
there's
all
your,
that.
Yeah, true,
there's
true.
your clout.
True.
Yeah, that's what I'm
True.
saying.
That yeah.
We're talking
okay.
about how these guys took a cell phone video trying to rob a guy from YBN because it was some clout.
Yeah.
You think a fucking Tony
Whoa, whoa,
Soprano's
relax.
Tony Soprano's gonna be like, yo, put a hit out? I'd be like, do you know how many guys are just licking their chops trying to kill this guy
I
now?
guarantee
for real,
there's a
but
bunch
what
of
I was-
low-key
Tons.
rappers
Do you know how many
right
guys know?
now
Do you know how many guys in the
hunting
Bronx
New
know
York.
this guy and are trying to kill him on
Especially
site?
think about someone who is not a fan of that dude in the first place. They're like,
Oh man,
this is
or
my
another
moment.
gang or something that was
Yeah.
like already like we could take these guys out.
Yeah. All okay.
And now you got the mafia backing you.
All right, yo, Beck. Can I say one thing now?
Yeah, let's roll.
All right, what? Okay, that. Yeah, true. Okay, my mistake. That makes sense. What I was saying, I don't think he's like directly like he's not gonna set.
He's
up
not gonna say
the
anything that
hit.
incriminates him.
No, and he's not gonna directly set up the hit with like, yo, talk to you.
He's set it up at this point.
I get you put the word out there like you said for clout, but that was
Well,
like
you said
you're
bring
putting
them
it
in.
into the. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I was trying to put it together, but I didn't really go into that
Hey,
direction.
Jay Prince wants to talk to
I
you.
want to have a little chat. Just
Hey,
come here. Just
yeah.
come chat with me real
Phone him.
quick.
Hey, you're the one that he named personally, but come on,
Yo,
by.
you know, okay, yeah. Fair.
Send him
I
a
don't mean
text
bring in.
message?
I'm just. I don't mean bring him in. I just
Exclamation
I was
points.
poor.
If
Yeah,
they're not
no doubt.
already gone, like low key gone, they're gone
Yo, no doubt.
for real.
Yeah, nah, you're right. True.
Yeah,
So-
and they're gonna
someone
get-
out there is gonna hear it and want to
And let
fucking
alone
deal
you
with
know
that.
that dude's willing to kick a little bit of financial assets your way. You know, like be like, hey, thanks for doing this thing. Thanks for returning this chain. I don't want to know how you got it. Here's $100K. You know,
I think that kind of goes like I
Yo,
think
things
that's
can
goes
be,
without saying kind of thing.
things can be worked out, especially when you have that kind of money.
It's even if he doesn't put it's very good to be owed a favor by somebody like that. Like
Yeah. Hell yeah.
do you know how many people are
5 years
do you know how many
later,
people
5
do it?
years
Do
later,
you know how
you
many
drop a
people do it?
mixtape.
Do you know how many people do it for no like like wouldn't even take the money, just do it just to get like some fucking
Have a favor from a dude that's that high up in the music industry on your side.
completely.
Yeah.
If I was this dude, I
gonna
think I
happen,
would
that's
just
all.
mail this chain
That's
back
it.
or something. Drop it off with the
Yeah.
feds, bro. Drop it off with the feds and say, get this.
Why was this
the
guy
fucking
I
having-
would drop it in
prints."
bleach first to get rid of any kind of fingerprint evidence. I
Facts.
would fucking, and then I would be gone till
Peace,
like,
man.
and I would
Yeah,
live.
you're right.
I'm
How do you
living-
even drop that off? I don't know. Figure out a way. Drop it on a doorstep with like a thing at like the police station and like just be masked
And
up.
move
I
to
don't know.
somewhere in
What the fuck
Central
do you do with
America.
that?
No, I would just leave it somewhere in the middle of the street,
Yeah.
somewhere downtown New York. That thing is too hot right now.
I go
Someone
sell it. I
find
would sell
and
it
fucking-
somewhere for like $200. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
Then you would die.
You're fucked though, because what are you really gonna do? You probably live in New York and that's your
Yeah,
life.
I guess
You're
everywhere.
fucked.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do?
go
You're
to
fucked.
take a bus to like Idaho and
How
pawn
much
it.
money are you gonna get that you can fuck off? I mean,
None. You're fucked,
how
man.
much was the chain for?
Oh, dude's life is over.
And where are you gonna go? Where you're gonna sell that? I mean, you could if you have a real good plug, you can find a
Well,
bootleg.
I don't
for
think there's
any-
anywhere the guy's life isn't
any
over.
low-key jeweler that's buying shit off the
They'll
street
rip it
is
apart,
gonna
yeah.
know that like
So you have to find a guy mad shady that's gonna take it for
That
like I'll
doesn't
give you
know.
$100 and just gonna melt it down,
yeah,
More than
exactly.
$100.
or
But,
doesn't
like,
care.
I don't even know how much it was worth, right?
Dude, if
How
you
much
know,
money
if
would
you
it
actually
take?
knew, who knows what?
But if you didn't know, what I'm saying is like if you don't.
But if
know,
you do know the story and some guy's like, I'm trying to sell this, and you'd be like, oh, I know you're just trying to run, man. Like, I'll give you $100 for this. I'm gonna melt it down tonight. That's what real crooked.
it would be more than.
I know
guarantee
I
it'd be
know
more
some
than
guy. I know
$100.
some guys who know some crooked jewelers, and that's
For
what
sure,
they do.
that's how it
They're
works.
like, we'll buy this, but we'll melt it
Absolutely,
down.
but it'd be more than $100.
No,
Not if
because
they're
gonna
lowballing you,
lowball
man.
the
Yeah.
shit
And
out
I
of it.
If
guarantee-
it's something that's like
If
stolen
it's like
or
a 25, 30
You can't take it- you can't take it
$30,000
somewhere.
chain.
They
if
know
it-
that they have all the power and
For
something
sure,
like
but
that.
they're gonna get a couple racks for.
They
it,
know
for
that
sure.
like yo, I'm like your
But what I'm
last
saying is,
resort.
you're probably
100%.
not. You're probably not even gonna do that in New York if you're not totally fucking stupid, right? You're gonna try to at least go a few states over.
I think we've established these guys with the cell phone videos
No doubt.
are completely fucking stupid.
True. There's your.
They're gonna take $200 for the chain and take the bus out of the fucking city so they don't get
and
murdered.
do what and live
Who knows?
where?
Nowhere. They
That's
have no
what I'm
plan.
saying.
They're
Get
not.
out of
They're not gonna
town, Try
stay.
to get a few racks.
Maybe gangs are like fraternities and they have some brothers and
Yeah, we'll ship them. It's like the Catholic Church. We'll just ship the priests around.
Whoa.
That was a chirp. I was joking. We're all good. I'm Catholic. We can fuck around.
I'm not. Fuck the Catholic
Mm-mm.
Church.
I can make jokes. I'm Catholic. I'm one of them. I can make jokes
Are
about
you
it.
actually? When's the last time you went to church?
When was the last time you went to mass, my son?
Just because you wear a cross every once in a while. doesn't mean
Yeah.
it's This
Yo,
guy gets
dude,
a
I do
Jesus
have-
piece for
Wanna-
style. Pretends like he fucking devout.
Well, a little
Yeah, I'll
sip.
take a little,
Yeah?
like a halfie.
You want a halfie? A little drink, thanks to our sponsor Hennessy. You good? Oh my god,
I feel like it's
that was the
kinda-
coolest thing I've ever seen.
Give me a
There's-
little top up.
Yeah, that was
You're mixing
badass.
We
you're
probably
mixing 'em.
shouldn't talk about sponsors if they're not sponsors.
Yeah.
feel like- No, I just feel like that's
Don't
like
give
an
up our
easy way to
secret.
catch like, you know, some sort of like litigation or.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You don't have a mic up, by the way. We can't hear you. Thanks, dog. Thank you. Yeah, they're fucked. They ain't getting nowhere with that.
Yeah.
Well, shouts out to YBN Almighty Jay. He'll make a full recovery. I haven't even heard much music from him lately, to be honest.
I don't know anything
No?
about him.
But he is kind of a troll. But nothing that called this kind of bullshit. This was a little way too extra. Just wild and just not cool.
Did you see that Jussie Smollett got 16
Counts.
counts or like federal charges, like not just like these are like big shit. This dude got more than what some of the guys that were like caught recently with treason and all that nonsense going down with the Trump. He's catching more than they did,
Apparently,
which some of it makes sense to a
Yeah.
degree, but at the same time,
Well,
like
check the-
treason's a pretty big thing. You'd think
I would think so. Like, I mean, I would think so. I mean, it
like
just
one of those
sounds
guys is
gnarly,
only going
but-
to jail for like 4 years. One of those like. Like
I mean,
Michael
I don't think
Cohen
he's
or
gonna
some
do the
shit.
6-7 years that he's there talking about. Like, I don't think that's the case. But
Still,
he'll do so. He might do something. He might do something. But I heard it's
He's
because
doing
he
time,
lied
that's
so
for
much. Oh, this bottle's empty. Where'd you put it? This sorry folks. This might be in the freezer. Bam. Apparently, like, I thought I heard that they were saying because he kept lying about it every time he kept making claims about it.
Just dug himself deeper.
Told different police officers and made, yeah, exactly. Every time they're like, okay, you lied this many times or something like that. I thought that's what someone said that was part of how
I
they
mean,
kind of
that should
determined that.
definitely
But it
add
counts,
to your
right? You're adding to
sentence.
it. Well, if you're telling like, say you sold your story to like 5, 6, 7 different detectives, this and that and the
It's
other.
lying to the police. So many different. That's a
Every
charge
other
every
time,
time.
you're wasting every single person's
You
time.
could also
right?
add charges like impeding the investigation, like, you know, wasting resources.
Exactly.
Like, you could just keep adding them on. That's what they do too. If they really want to fuck someone, if you know, they can just find little things to add to that because they know not all of them are gonna stick. But if you hit them with like 20 different ones and like maybe 10, 11 stick, you're still getting.
Exactly. Throw as much as you can at the
Yeah.
at the wall, and eventually, like.
And
one
then
of
they
them's
use
gonna
that also as a
fucking-
threat, where they're like, okay, well, here we can have a plea deal here where you say you're guilty and we'll settle this, or we're gonna hit you with every fucking thing that we
You are a
have.
beauty.
You know, it's vicious. Cheers, man.
It's nuts.
Is that for a second? I thought I saw ice on the bottom, and I was about to scream.
Some sinkers.
I know. That's
Yeah,
why I
poor
got scared.
Jussie Smollett. Yo, can I hit that vape for a second?
I thought you were about to say hit my drink.
The
I was like,
left-handed vape. Nah, you can drink your own drink, but I respect that. Thank you.
I don't remember if it's off. Hold on.
But yeah, he's in some shit. That whole thing was just nasty from the start, though. That was wild. Like
Yeah,
it
was
had
dumb.
huge red flags off. The
Well, we've
get.
talked about it enough. We don't have to talk about it.
No, I know. No, we're just
Yeah.
we're just making
It was
reference.
just dumb. It's over.
It's not a big deal.
There was recently another guy. There was recently another guy that got charged with faking. He faked a bunch of death threats to himself. Fucking ridiculous. Like
How
that's
long,
the
how long
most
did he get?
attention-seeking shit in
Jussie
the world.
Smollett?
man.
Yeah.
6. They're looking at like 6, 7 years. They got 16 counts.
Is max like is his
I
max?
think it's like 6 or 7 years is the max.
Has he been sentenced or did he just get charged?
No, he's getting charged. 16.
He won't
counts.
do anything.
No, he'll definitely do time.
He'll do 6 months.
Empire's
Wow.
getting canceled now apparently, but who the fuck watches Empire still?
Because of him?
That's
Was
what,
he like the
that's what
main?
I saw. I read something about that.
Was he like the main, or just because they
I
got
don't
so
know
much
if he was the
bad
main-
PR?
I didn't really watch. So
I've
I can't
never
even tell
seen
you.
it,
No,
never.
I don't think I've seen an episode. Have
Let's
you?
let's
Gavin?
make a bet.
Is it getting canceled or
No, how
many
long
years?
Jussie Smollett will do?
All right,
No time. He'll pay a
said-
fine and do none.
I say
Be on
2
parole.
years.
You think he's gonna go to jail for 2 years?
Yeah, man.
I
And
mean,
I
it is a
think he
federal
should.
crime.
Yeah, hell yeah. What he
Good
did
point.
and the amount of
It
lying
is a
he
federal
did.
crime.
Dude, and not only that, he tried to incite a hate crime. He tried to, like divide the nation.
Yeah, you
There-
don't go against white people.
No, he was trying to like
You
make.
pissed off you pissed off fucking 2 groups, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Black Lives Matter and LGBT,
and HBO.
whatever. All the other
And
letters.
Showtime. Yeah.
And
Well,
the
yeah, I guess
industry.
it's not HBO.
I
And
don't
the
think
industry
so.
you
I've
work
never
in.
seen it, so I have no idea.
And
it is HBO. It is HBO.
and
though.
TNN.
Is it HBO?
It is HBO.
So that's a big deal. If you get an HBO show canceled, that's like a lot of money that they're just dumping down
Yeah,
the drain.
millions.
So that's like they're gonna. actively
Empire's
be
on
like,
HBO?
Fuck that guy.
Pretty sure.
Sure, it's not Showtime.
I don't know. I don't know either.
Motherfuckers.
Neither, I don't know. I've never seen it, but
No, me neither. I thought I saw someone say HBO.
just HBO is usually good shows, you know.
I think it's
No,
a
they've
decent
got
show.
quite a mix.
Yeah.
I heard it's a decent show.
Usually,
I've heard
good,
people say they
but
liked
I
it.
don't know, I've seen a few that.
I've heard decent things. But yeah, fuck Jussie Smollett. Hopefully, but I feel bad if he goes to.
Oh, so what's
If he goes to jail, you feel bad.
so what's your?
I feel bad,
what's
but I'm
your-
like, fuck, man. He's got.
I don't feel
He ain't
bad.
gonna do. He ain't gonna feel bad.
I ain't
No.
gonna feel bad.
Why did you say
What's
like that?
your?
Was whack.
You
I
said it
feel-
with like
I
a.
just-
You said it with a Y. He became
I
like
did.
a.
Why the
He
fuck?
became like a retired Jewish man for a minute.
What the fuck? Why
I
would
don't.
you not
Oh, I
want him to
don't
go
feel
to jail?
bad. Yeah, but what's your?
Want him?
Yeah.
Why do you want to go to jail? Like if they don't have to.
Fuck him.
There's people that done a lot worse shit. I think he needs to pay. Some
Yeah,
money.
we're not
So what's
arguing
your
that.
what's
That's
your
just a
some
fact.
what's your
reparations.
prediction though?
Alright, fine. Do a year.
What's your prediction?
Low security.
What's your prediction
be
for
off
how
on your
long?
own. He's
Who
not
needs
gonna
to
do
do-
well in jail. I don't think he's
Put it
built
on
for
wax. How long does he go?
What I'm
That
saying is,
shouldn't
I don't
count.
really-
That shouldn't factor into whether or not he should go.
Yeah,
to,
Tobias
you
had to
won't
go to
do
jail
well.
in Oz.
Yeah, we won't send you. Fuck that. He needs to go to jail.
What's your prediction for time?
Yo, the one thing you don't think he got, you don't think he got over his head and just got fucking stuck and was.
Put your
One second,
predi-
we'll jump into our
Put your
predictions,
prediction
but
on wax.
you're telling me you don't, man. You don't. It's fucked up. What he did is nuts. I'm not supporting it. It's wild. I don't know why you kept digging that grave, but like.
Wait, you're asking me if
He
you
kept
think I
digging his
got
own
him
hole.
over? He got over his head in
Of course
setting
he-
up
lying
a
to the police.
fake
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
He
incident.
got way over his head and lying to the
Yeah,
police.
I don't know. I'm putting it out there. I'm like, I just don't think he's built for jail.
This is another one of those incidents where
He's not built for outside
what
of jail.
was his end game here?
Yo, for sure.
What was he getting out of this? And did he not expect them to actually investigate?
This is another example of when clout chasing goes wrong.
It's just so dumb. Like, he needs to go to jail because he's a fucking idiot and needs to learn from it. If this dude just pays a fine, oh, wow, here's a monetary. Oh, no, I'm down to fucking some money.
I know,
You
I'm,
think
I'm
he's
down.
gonna
I'm
do
down
that?
half an Empire episode.
Yeah.
Do you think he's
Oh,
gonna do
man.
well in the industry now after that? You don't
Who
think he's
gives
gonna
a
be?
fuck about his career?
He's not gonna have any money coming in.
Cool. Become a regular goddamn human being and catch a job that's not going to pay you dumb money to be as someone else on TV.
Yo,
that's
no.
his. That's what. You think that
Yeah,
should be his
fuck
punishment?
him big time.
No doubt.
His
I'm not
punishment
even
should be
fucking
going to jail
condoning him.
and
I'm just
then
saying.
You're a
having all
Jussie
that
Smollett
happen.
apologist.
Oh shit, man, that's low. Really,
Fuck
man?
that guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, fuck him. But I just mean like, I don't know. Jail is like.
What's under your sweater? You got a free Jussie shirt?
Nah, fam. Nah, I mean, I don't.
Attention whores.
I don't
man.
really care if he goes either way. For sure. Like it's
You are
Oh,
team
look
free
at me,
Jussie.
everyone.
I'm
What
just making the point. I was just saying, man.
No,
like,
it's just I don't know. It's just such a dumb thing that he needs to go to jail, and it's. I don't understand.
yeah.
How you,
Okay, it's really bad, this story. Okay,
for
no,
sure.
okay, but let's actually, like,
Oh, it's wild.
I hope this isn't racist to say. I mean, so let's, no stories ever started out good like that. But
yeah, you get the butt. Yeah.
I hope this isn't I hope this isn't racist to say. But
Oh, baby.
think about how bad this story would be if it was a white guy who pretended like a black guy attacked him
Oh, way worse.
and it got caught.
Way worse.
You know what I mean?
Well, way more hilarious too if he pretended it was two black guys and had two white guys do it.
Yeah, well,
For some
it is
reason-
definitely funnier.
Yeah.
But like, it would look so bad if you were trying to
Actually,
incite
I
a
don't know.
black hate crime.
The size of the dudes that he got to
It's
pretend,
hilarious.
that was pretty hilarious.
You got the blackest people possible.
like
Huge. No, he got
huge. They were massive.
He got the
dudes,
biggest
too.
dudes. He got the biggest dudes. Yeah. A little spill. You can't see it on camera. though.
Perfect. He got the biggest, like, and they, like, okay, again, I don't know if this, but the blackest guys too, like, they were so, like, they looked like they were just like from
Basically-
Africa.
They're back. They were from Nigeria.
Yeah,
I think
like,
they're
they
American, but they're I guess. I
But,
don't
like,
know
they
if
were
they're actually from
very-
Nigeria, but that's what they were saying.
Mhm.
Anyway, what I get. I know what you're trying to say. Like. You're saying it's a
But
hate
to call
crime
it-
where
but-
white it's a hate crime where white people beat the shit out of you and then you
They
hire,
weren't even mixed.
not you hired just the
Yeah.
not that you fucking hire people from the show that are
But
connected to you.
imagine
dummy.
you described two people who looked like those
Oh,
guys
I
who
didn't know
attacked them.
that.
Dude, they were connected to the show.
they were
One of-
extras,
they were
right?
Extras on the show.
Get the fuck
he
out of
followed
here.
one of them on
That's
Twitter,
not true.
dude.
That's not true.
Yes, bro. One of them was an extra, and one was the brother. He brought his brother in the text messages that they showed. It was like, yeah, bring your brother or whatever. Bring
Oh,
somebody.
okay. I thought you were saying he was his brother on the show.
No.
my
He was an extra on the
God.
show, but
Oh,
the extra
God.
brought his brother.
You got a brother.
Two
Hey,
brothers
bro, you got a brother that looks just like you? Bring
So
him.
dumb.
who's big and strong and can like
My
not
God,
beat me
man.
up very well because I got no fucking injuries at the end of it.
But imagine if the
And
story
he was
was.
still wearing the news.
And he's still that was the crazy.
Imagine if they described two like
Fuck.
two
Taking that noose
stereotypical.
off, like-
Imagine they described two stereotypical, like if you just close your eyes and picture like the most racist, like Donald Trump supporter, like MAGA hat,
Yeah.
or like imagine they were describing like that guy did it, and then the guys who actually attacked him were the two guys who like Jussie Smollett hired. Like it's crazy. It's the exact opposite.
Wild.
How
I
could-
think the point was he wasn't trying to get caught, but also like
Well, obviously.
if you're faking the
Clearly,
whole thing, but
clearly Jussie Smollett is a racist and doesn't have any white friends. he, he had to hire black guys to play his white people, his white attackers.
oh man,
Jussie Smollett is a racist and he's not hiring white actors, and I won't stand for it.
clearly shit. Man.
He hired black guys to play his white roles. The other way. That's a big thing in Hollywood right now. There was like
Blackface.
there was a white lady who played an Asian role, and they were really mad about it in Hollywood.
Yeah, no, yeah, they are. They do get pissed
Yeah,
off.
so
about
Jussie
that
Smollett
shit.
is not an equal opportunist, and that's why I say he should go to jail. And my prediction: 6 years. What's his max?
6 or 7.
6 to 7 years. Lay down the fucking hammer.
I hope he gets at least 2. I hope he gets at least 4 and he does 2.
In all seriousness, I hope he goes to jail for a year.
Someone may. I've heard another.
Oh, yeah.
It was dumb as shit what he
I've
did,
heard
but it was
another
still
theory,
super illegal.
I've heard another theory that he might have been put up to it
By the show.
by the show. You
Get
heard
the
that
fuck
too?
out of here. You heard that from me. I said it weeks ago on this show.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
I swear to God, as a
Someone
joke, I
else
said
talked
it.
about I think it was on. It was either on Button or it was on someone else's or one of the other YouTubers I watched. They
Yeah,
mentioned
go
the same
back and
thing.
listen like 4 or 5 episodes ago. I said it as a joke.
No, but someone else has made the same point that the show might have. But I don't think that's
Because
the
one of us got into an
It'll
argument.
come out.
It was either you and me or you and me and got into an
I
argument.
don't
You're like, that doesn't even make sense.
It'll come out in the wash because it's gonna go to court and shit. And it's a federal crime now. You don't. The FBI don't play, right? I mean, as you see with other incidents, like if they have some shit.
Imagine it all came back and Joe Budden was in on it. the first one to break it on his podcast.
He wasn't even the first one. I think he was the first one to call it out and call it bullshit.
That's what I mean. How else would he know?
Shit, he's smart.
Plot thickens.
It's funny because I heard a few other podcasts where right away they're like, "Yeah, we didn't want to talk about it because they knew it was bullshit, so they didn't." And then it came out, they're like, "Yeah, we thought it was bullshit, but they didn't want to."
We thought it was bullshit.
I know, and we didn't want to mention it.
We
too much.
yeah. Well, all we get saying was like, "Oh, that's
So
terrible."
you gotta delicately dance around those situations at this point, right? You can't be. You can't think about it. You gotta kind of. Well, you gotta. What do you gotta worry about? What other people think?
But that whole thing,
which is bullshit.
I
because-
even remember being like, I remember the episode we talked about the first time being like, well, that sounds terrible, but that's a little weird.
Yeah. Well, critically thinking at exactly looking at
Not
it,
even critical thinking, just basic
No,
thinking.
it is basic. You know what I mean? If you're looking at it, thinking about it, and assessing it, it's like if you don't make that opinion right away that goes with what they're trying to portray, especially with that kind of thing, people are gonna try to kill you for it right
But it's
away.
like, if you
they
get-
don't want to even jump it, but when you look at it and we laid it out, and then everything came out in the wash, and it was like, well, fuck.
But the whole thing with the Jussie Smollett thing is like it wasn't acting like human nature. If you got jumped by somebody,
That's the point.
Like if you were just walking down the road and somebody jumped you tonight, you wouldn't lay in the position you got mugged, like waiting for the police.
Yeah.
Like
But
that's just
people
not
are
what people do, right? Like you stand up and you're like, oh shit, you
Hmm.
walk around like.
But people are so hypersensitive and they want something to react to and freak out about. They saw that and they're like, what? Oh, we're with Jesse. Fuck those people. Like, oh, damn, blah, blah, blah. Like, but even though it just was like, those don't add up. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, and then it didn't make sense because it wasn't true.
I'm just trying to get this money.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, was he trying to do that? I don't know. Not with that bullshit.
I don't know. I just don't want to give him any more play. Just over
No, exactly. Let's never talk about him again until he sends. What's your prediction?
until we find out his.
All right. Until you find out what?
Until we find out like his actual sentencing.
Yeah. What do you? All right. I'll predict. I feel like he won't do any time. I feel like he'll pay some shit, but a year at most. No, I'll say no. I'll say he won't do any time because let's make a bet on
The
it.
fact they hit him
Bugle
with
Boys
16
bet. Bugle
counts.
Boys bet. I bet he probably does nothing and pays a bunch of money and does parole.
The fact that they hit him with so many counts makes me think that they want him to do time. So I'm hoping.
Example?
I'm hoping they give him like 4 years.
That was 2 on good behavior.
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with like 4 years.
2 for good
And then
behavior.
and then we'll see if
So your prediction is a 4-year sentence?
4 year. Yeah.
Your prediction
Wait,
is.
you think he's gonna jump in, just be like badass and not get good behavior?
No.
No. But no, that's
No,
not
no,
the
I'm
thing
just
though.
kidding. I'm
You
kidding.
gotta choose the
I'm just-
sentence. You don't choose
Yeah,
the.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
No,
don't choose the duration. You're
Yeah,
choosing
for
the
sure.
court.
But I was just joking. Like,
Yours is just nothing.
I think he'll just pay money.
You
and
think
be
he'll just
on parole.
walk?
Yeah, fuck yeah. They're rich.
You're
They
saying
got
a
money.
fine and a walk.
I mean, he's
No
he's,
probation,
Well, he's not
no.
white, so if he
He's
was
not
white, I'd
rich,
say
rich.
he'd be.
He's
he'd
not
be
rich,
good.
rich.
If he was
He's not
old and
buying his
white
way to
rich,
this.
he'd be fine.
I think they're gonna fuck him. They were like they put a
That's what I'm saying,
lot
like,
of
they put a
sentences
lot
on him,
into
man.
him.
True, and
So we're taking.
Cops don't like to
this
waste
is
their
fun.
time.
You're the extreme. You're the extreme. I'm in the middle somewhere.
yeah, let's see. This
My
is-
my actual prediction is he either does 0 or like
all.
6. Yeah,
0 or all.
I think he either walks completely
pick
or
one.
yeah. I'll take the high.
Yeah. so
I'll
we-
take
we
the
cover
high
all
on the bet
bases.
just to make it interesting. Yeah,
Right.
but just the fact they hit him with so many like every what do you call it, like every count of like lying and that they hit him with.
Losers have to go out and catch some federal charges.
Yeah, again.
Damn. Well, that's it for Jussie Smollett. I guess we'll see.
Forever.
6,
Hopefully.
6, 4, 0 and parole with some cash. I guess we'll see what happens.
You had 4. I thought you had 2.
No, I was saying 2 on good behavior. That was my guess. If you said 4, I was like, I bet it'd probably do 2 on good
That's
behavior.
what I said.
I wouldn't be surprised too
I
if you
was
got some
agreeing with you.
bullshit
I feel
like.
I said it as you were thinking it. I finished your.
You know what he might
sentence,
do? Here's my
man.
okay.
I finish your fucking.
Here's my
sentence.
new prediction. If he doesn't get sentenced,
You can't have two predictions.
no, for sure. But if he doesn't get sentenced, this is like a little
just playing.
asterisk.
Yeah.
I bet you this is probably what actually I'll be able to take some sort of like plea deal and do like 6 months and get out in like 2.
All right. So Gino's is 6 years asterisk.
60. I think if he goes to court, he'll get. I think if he goes to court and fights it,
Album
then
of the
he's-
year.
And then he's gonna drop the album.
and then he drops his album of the year. Damn.
Yo, that was what I was about to say. I was like, asterisk. Then he drops the album of the year because he's the gay Tupac.
I think this is actually just a.
That's what he said. You didn't see that? They called him. He called himself the gay Tupac.
Shut the fuck up. Actually,
Google that shit, Gino. Can you Google that for me on the phone? Because that was real.
The fuck do I look like?
I don't know. The
Young
oldest-
Jamie?
Nah. Yeah, you young Jamie.
Yeah.
Young Gino in the cut.
I hope they do a Young Jamie episode of Rogan.
Funny you said that. I've been thinking the same thing. I'm like, when is Joe just gonna be like, hey Jamie?
What was I Googling?
but then who are they
Young
gonna-
Jamie doesn't get as fucked up as
Who
I
are they
did.
gonna have to Google stuff?
Him.
No, they have another guy that does security and like.
No,
checks
I would
those
like it if it
people
was
in.
him, and then
Jeff.
even while they were talking, they just asked him to Google it. They just moved the one camera over to his spot.
Or they just talked to him and we got Jamie's
What am I
perspective
Googling?
on things.
What was it?
What did we ask him to Google? Oh my God, this is brutal. Where?
Rewind the tape.
Oh man, what were we talking about?
Oh wait.
Album of the year, Jussie Smollett, Gay Tupac.
Gay
Yeah,
Tupac,
I feel like I read and heard everyone making jokes about him calling himself the Gay Tupac or his manager or somebody doing that. But they did say like and stream all his music because he is a.
Jussie Smollett plays first concert since alleged attack.
Told you he does that.
He's
shit.
rapping now.
He's been apparently that was like his side hustle or something like that. That's why I'm pretty sure he tweeted or did something like I'm like the Gay Tupac.
Jussie Smollett was blunt, emotional, and defiantly determined on Saturday night at a Southern California concert. Some urged him not to play.
Yeah, that makes
Really?
sense.
Continue.
Wow, this guy is delirious, like I don't know what you'd say. The actor and singer told the crowd before singing a note that he had to go on the show because he couldn't let his attackers win. And above all, I fought the fuck back, he said to Cheers. Then he paused and said
This is
emphatically,
obviously before
but with a big
everyone
laugh,
found out.
I'm the Gay Tupac.
Told you. Yeah, that's what he said. He did it at a
This is
concert.
Sunday,
obviously before
February
it came
3rd.
out.
February 3rd.
That was before.
So about
it
a
came
month
out.
ago.
Yeah, it was before it was before he got sentenced,
Yeah.
but that was the thing. I told he came out and he was like talking that bullshit.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so
That's a fucking claim. and a
I'm not
half.
fully healed
I
yet.
thought you heard that.
Oh,
This is
okay.
outrageous.
You would have got a kick. You nuts.
I'm not fully healed yet, but I'm going to be, and I'm going to stand strong with y'all. We should do like a Jussie Smollett like quote generator.
Yeah, we should start a new Jussie Smollett
That
Twitter
could
and
be
just
some
go off
copy
on bullshit.
pasta.
The most important thing I can say is thank you so much, and I'm okay, y'all.
Oh my god.
Isn't it more disgusting hearing back and reading that shit now, especially that it's
It's insane
legitimately-
knowing it's like watching.
There's
It's like
no
watching someone just
way.
lie. Like you
There's
just.
no way.
Dude, did this just
HBO
add more to the creepiness and disgusting?
It's so far down, like-
There's no way HBO put him up to this. There's no
Nah.
way.
No,
I
well
don't
they would have
think
told him
so.
to
I
shut the
don't think
fuck
so.
up a long time ago.
I don't think so.
He's
That's
the
too
wrong
far.
person.
He's not
They-
smart.
They wouldn't want him going to concerts talking shit like that. No, there's
I
no
fought
way.
back, y'all.
This is this
Yeah.
motherfucker. He
He's
thought
an
he
idiot.
Was, yeah,
He's
Yeah.
crazy. He's clearly an idiot.
that was
man.
one of those like
100%.
NPRs.
I was just joking around.
He's the
about
type of
mentioning
guy-
the theory, but
Hey, he's the type of guy to fake a lynching and leave the loose on his neck.
Yeah,
but
fuck.
literally, Jesus,
that's fun.
he's
Idiot.
wild.
Okay, yeah. Ready?
No more Jesse.
Guys, hear about this Jussie Smollett guy?
You missed the bar on that one.
Yo,
bro.
but moving on to some good, positive things. Shouts out to Mac Miller and
park? I saw
on
that.
Google Maps.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
They renamed Blue Slide Park to Mac Miller's Blue Slide Park. And Best Day Ever was released 8 years ago Monday.
That's fun.
Is that when they made the switch? That would have been.
Oh, that probably is.
Must have done it the same day as Best Day Ever dropped.
On
It was on the Monday.
That would have been a cool.
On the
move.
bon anniversaire.
That would have been a very cool move.
Yeah, so shouts out to Mac Miller and getting the park renamed after his
But
first
it's weird that
album.
why is it just Google? Is just Google dominate?
Well, just Google is the main map source. I imagine most
Yeah,
things will do it,
But,
right?
like,
I don't think the park officially changed
see, that's
its
what I'm
name.
saying. Why
No,
would- that's kind of
the
shitty,
city
though.
didn't change it yet,
So
but on
Google's
Google
just
Maps.
being like, okay, we're
I'm
gonna,
sure the cities change it.
That's kind of.
Maybe they did. I
Does
don't.
that mean
I thought they
Google's-
just
I don't
did
think
it.
I don't think Google can just automatically rename
like,
things.
Google's just like, you know what? No, this is now Butthole Park.
Well, everything
That's
I read was
Because I
like.
don't like that.
That's
part,
hilarious.
you
But
know,
I was
like-
just reading
Yeah,
the links.
this restaurant was really rude to me.
Yeah.
This is just
I run the Google
Dick's
Maps.
restaurant. Yeah.
I think they
Yeah.
were okay
Hilarious.
with that because it's
Google
still
Maps
called
guys
Blue
so
Slide
bad.
Park. They just called it Mac Miller's Blue Slide Park.
Yeah, but you can't do that. Like, was
think
Google
they
just
did,
gonna
though.
start taking money? Like, you know what I mean?
I think
Yeah.
If
they
something's
did.
called like Vintage
Coca-Cola's-
905, yeah, Coca-Cola Vintage 905. Like, you can't just change the name of something without.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
What about the people who own Blue
like,
Slide
it's
Park?
definitely a cool thing, but it's kind of not cool at the same time. Like, it'd be cool if they actually renamed the park. for
Yeah,
sure.
that's very interesting. If they didn't do that,
I think that's what happened.
I'm sure they must have, right? Like,
No.
that's the only thing. No, you think
No.
Google just
Yeah, Google just did it.
Huh.
the fucking balls on Google? Huh?
Right? Yeah.
Come at me, Google. See what happens.
Pittsburgh has not officially renamed Blue Slide Park. It was just Google
Google
Maps.
is
That's what I was trying to
wild
say.
about
Yeah,
it.
like
I like that Pittsburgh too put
I
out a
hope
statement like, "Nah, we don't fuck with that."
I hope they go.
I don't know if
naming
Pittsburgh
things
put
like
it out, but I was looking
Gucci's
up for
fucking
some ways.
corner, shit like that.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I thought too. Yeah, they
Elton
didn't-
John's Avenue over here.
Yeah, Beastie Boy Boulevard. Yeah.
No,
We just really like the Beasties.
it's cool though. Like I get it. They've talked about trying to get that to happen anyway,
Why
and
don't
it's
they
like
just
it's
fucking
still.
do it?
I think it's still Blue Slide Park is the name of it.
Yeah, well, it always was, right? He didn't come up with
No.
the name. He named it Blue Slide Park.
I'm pretty-
Or no, it was named something else before, I actually think. And, like, Blue Slide Park was just what, like, locals called it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
they-
yeah. Sorry, not exactly. Yes, you're right. That's what it was. I
And
don't
then
even.
I
it's
think
called
they
Blue
did
Slide
officially
Park.
change the name, but
Did they change it to Blue Slide
I believe
Park
they did.
officially?
I think that was a thing that happened before.
Okay, so that's what it was. So so on maps they probably just added the Mac Miller
Yeah.
part because that's still hype.
That
But they
makes a
changed it
little
to
more
Blue
sense,
Slide.
yeah.
But that was done a while ago, last year, right?
A few years, I think.
So
I
they're
could be
like-
misspeaking,
No,
but
this was after he passed. They changed it. I thought.
how long? Yeah, you know
He
what?
passed
You
in
might be
September.
right.
September 7th,
Jesus.
2018, September 7th, I think.
Was it after he passed?
I'm pretty sure.
Jay, pull that up.
But I think you're right. I think they changed it to Blue Slide, but I think on maps they called it Mac Miller's Blue Slide, which is cool.
Yeah.
Shouts out to them.
Oh, I updated the docket. We had a couple new beef tracks this week.
Oh, did you see the?
Yellow Wolf?
Yeah, wait, yeah, I sent that. Yeah, that's I actually
Pretty good.
That was a good fucking track.
I did not check it out. My apologies.
He raps hard, man. And it's a
I know I need
hard
to check it
beat.
because I was stoked when you said that because like I haven't been on.
I checked that
I haven't
too.
enjoyed Yellow Wolf in like a few like
no, because
in
he
a
was
while.
doing like weird country stuff, but
And I respect it. I respect the shit out of it because it's probably something he
Yeah.
wants to do.
yeah,
And I fucking respect the shit out of it. I just wasn't.
he's building
wasn't,
a brand,
yeah,
right?
wasn't my sound. I do like how he kind of gets. He's like that country rapper. Like he does go for that vibe and stuff. But I wasn't feeling some of it. It last kind of stuff was a little too poppier for me. I kind of felt.
It was just like weird country.
Daddy's
weird.
Lambo.
But
And
though when we
was,
saw
like,
him
one of the
live,
last
like he was
tracks I
still
was into.
sick as hell.
But like,
him
so
and
I got
Cleaver.
stoked when you said it was good. I'm like, if Tom's saying it's good, I gotta check
Yeah,
it
no,
out.
I-
If one of you guys say it, I'm just like, all right, I'll give it a whirl.
Oh,
And I went to Yellow Wolf's
Sorry, I wanna
last
talk about
concert when he was in
Spark, too.
Toronto, just for the fuck of it. But
yeah.
and it was fun. But
What'd you say?
You good?
Oh yeah, no, it's a good track. And then the Spark Master Tape track, the
That's an old
WOODCHUKK,
track though, right?
It's an old track.
But they
with
just
the
put a new video? Yeah.
and it's not that old. But
Yeah,
it's
it's from
like-
the newest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I love that dude.
Sparkmaster Tape.
Sport.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I've started watching some of his live. It's weird, like how they do his voice automation like
Oh, yeah?
live. Like I feel like it wouldn't sound that dope live.
It's
you
weird
know?
because he's
No.
Gucci Mane.
No, he's a skinny white dude.
He said he's Gucci Mane one time.
No, he's not.
Nah, man, he said it in a rap. He's Gucci Mane for real.
I said he did an interview one time, and they were like, "How do you conceal your identity?" And he's like, "It's hard because I'm Gucci Mane." I just thought that was hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
It was while Gucci was in jail too.
Man, I'm surprised he's not blowing up more though. But is it
Because-
because he's so hidden?
No, I think it's because that and because it's hard. Like he can't.
His
you
shows
can't
are hard to
translate.
play.
You can't translate what he.
Nothing
what he
about him
produces.
translates over to mainstream. Even his
Yeah.
name, like
Nah.
And even everything he raps about is just about like hardcore dealing drugs. Like I mean, I guess they kind of do, but he's like a little.
I think
it's more villainous.
fact that-
you know?
the
Like,
fact
and it's
that,
like a distorted voice, like it's not a
Yeah.
real like.
it took me a long time to even start to be able to understand what he was saying in some of his tracks.
the fact that Molly Percocet became a hit single. Like anything can actually become a single if they
Amber
wanted to.
Rose pussy.
Yeah, damn, that's a great track actually.
But that didn't become like a super popular.
It was at one point.
Not
yeah.
like mainstream though.
No,
It was huge.
no,
but
it
was
wasn't.
huge. It's
Wasn't
No,
mainstream.
man, I
It
think
was
you're
huge.
overestimating how big it was.
No,
To
it wasn't very
us.
mainstream, but it, like
Not at all.
underground.
Yeah, to
like,
under-
For sure,
rap
yeah.
fans,
Underground
But it
was
never
hype,
hit the
yeah.
I feel
radio
like
or
that was
anything.
what like blew him up.
The
Like,
same,
in the underground.
That
like,
was
yeah.
definitely the song. That was what I heard.
He's
Yeah,
big
yeah.
in the underground. I think he's a big influence, and he's big in the underground. But he just didn't hit that next.
He's
You know
still
what?
not even though, which is
Main
weird.
bubble.
Like he's.
That's what I'm saying. He never.
I don't think he will, man.
No, I don't either.
I think
but
it's impossible for him, and I don't even. By the time
that's what makes him so mysterious.
'Cause it's not
to
like
me,
he's gonna
because,
get any
like,
better,
Do you
like-
think he's really? I think about this a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, do you think this dude's really, like, doing just this? I feel like he's gotta have a day job. Like,
Hell
there's
yeah,
no
man.
way
You gotta
he's
pay
make-
for stuff.
because he's not doing live shows, which where you make most of your money. He puts
Yeah.
out most of his
Mixtapes.
music for free,
It's all
right? Like,
mixtapes, yeah.
you're not. He's and then but they have like this thing where the DJ Charlie puts out so much fucking music. They have
He's got an artist.
They've
Like,
got such a unique sound. Like they've got like their own collaborative now. They're starting to build on it. Actually,
that's what I mean.
They
He's got like a
started-
record label.
They've got Flamboyant Friday, and then or
He
Freddy.
doesn't have a job. He's got to have.
That's what I'm saying, but I don't know. I think they're trying to get out. They're trying to build a brand, but I don't know if that's gonna work because of how underground it is.
But yo, there's a lot of people that.
Swoop
mean-
salute, by the way, if anyone watches. Like, I support. I bought merchandise. Like,
He did. Facts.
I did.
He ain't even front, man.
and they sent me
He
the
ain't even front.
balaclava, which is dope as hell.
He ain't even front.
corporate shill.
You fucking corporate shill. Yeah, how much they paying
A
you? They
show
better
for
fucking get that
Spark
bread to
Master
the
Tape.
cast, dog. That's a free plug. Yo, get that shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to our sponsor, Sparkmaster Tate.
Shout out to Sparkmaster Tape, friend of the show, sponsor.
Pays us money to talk about him.
Pretty much.
I would love to meet that man.
Could be. Yeah.
I wonder where they're from.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Oshawa,
They literally
Ontario,
never,
Canada.
He never like raps about like where the fuck he's. You know.
Tom, I wasn't gonna tell you this.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. No, I know what his voice sounds like. I've opened it up in Ableton and I've like pitched up sections where you can like just hear his voice, so I can hear. He's totally a white dude, and the fact that he never says the N word is like a pretty.
Oh, that's
Does
definitely.
he wear gloves a lot in his videos? Like,
He wears full. Yeah, he wears gloves. He
It's
wears.
always like,
and
yeah,
in that video that I sent you, he's like, it's pretty much him just like rapping around in some room, but it's like. He's fully clothed up. You can't see a hint of his skin.
It's
I'm
funny
like,
because I saw
it's
that
totally
I saw that
right.
video right when it was posted, like a couple minutes after, because I follow him on Facebook,
Yeah.
and I was gonna put it in the group, and I was like, yeah, Tom will see it soon enough. I was like, Chris probably
but
doesn't
that's-
care, and Tom will see it soon enough.
The Sparkmaster Tape subreddit is like
Oh, wait,
so
I love Sparkmaster
weak,
Tape.
man.
Do you?
yeah, I showed
He's the
Tom
one that-
Spark.
he's the one that put me
Would
on
you
a
have
while
clicked the
back.
video if I sent it?
I would have clicked. It just was at work. So I never
Maybe,
clicked
so
it.
probably
and I forgot
not.
about it.
Yeah,
Even
that's
when
what I
I'm at
figured.
work.
I know, but I figured you.
barely-
That's what I mean. I was like, Chris probably won't watch the video, and I was like, Tom will see it. Like I was like, I know Tom will
When
see
I'm
this
at-
within like an hour. It's like,
When
I
I'm
don't need
at
to share
work,
this.
if you send me stuff on the weekends, I'll click it. If you send it to me at work, I'll always forget because I'm like I have the worst.
So you're
memory.
saying
Cool,
we
so-
shouldn't have the group
Yes.
chat?
So 80% of the time you're
Yeah.
unavailable.
Well, just Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. I chime in. I just don't have time to click the links. I'm like at work. I'm like,
I end up having days where I'll just go back and I'll catch up on some of this stuff.
because I don't have anything on my my work phone is just like I have it plugged in with my headphones most of the time for like calls and podcasts. So like I'll like answer on my shit, but I'll never switch it to plug it in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I gotta go back and listen, and I rarely do. I do sometimes. I just don't. A lot of the times I don't. That's why I didn't hear the Yellow Wolf or the. But if you send it to me
You
on a
should.
weekend, I'm gonna click it usually like 9 times. out of
Yeah,
10.
but I'm also not gonna wait to send you stuff.
Fuck no. I was just telling you, like I forget to go back.
So you're saying I
It's a
shouldn't
me
even
problem.
bother
I'm
sending
gonna
stuff?
wait till
saying
Friday
it's a
5.
me
I'm gonna wait till Friday 5 o'clock and just hit you with like 50
Yo,
links.
yeah,
Yeah.
Guy holds it up and like sends me like a Dropbox file of everything you found all week.
Catch
Yo.
up, bitch.
So there's just,
No, it's definitely a me problem.
heard about this R. Kelly fella?
To you, bro.
It's all old news.
Yeah, no man. Shit. You guys, I didn't watch the third episode of the Michael Jackson.
I didn't watch it, man. I can't really even bring this up to watch it.
We should watch it. We should finish watching it and
wanna
jump
watch it.
into
I
it
really
and
do wanna watch
talk
I just
about it a
can't.
bit.
I don't know, man. I get it. I've never liked Michael Jackson. Like I like his music.
The
I
thing
always
is,
just
I
thought
love his music. Man.
I always thought he was a sick fuck.
I don't know if
he's
there's
he's
anything
weird.
of,
He's some sick dude. Like he's
from
got some shit that's wild about him.
It's like I never finished the R. Kelly documentary either. I watched like 3 episodes.
Oh, I
it's like
crushed that. I couldn't.
I
turn
know
it
he's
off.
just
I was
fucked.
so
Like I
disgusted.
don't need to watch anymore. I get it. It's like send the man to jail.
But yo, with the MJ thing is like what I think it's the lack of
I know what you're.
physical proof.
I know. Yeah, and you're gonna
You're
say
only
too.
hearing one side of the story.
I got, but
A lot of documentaries are like that, and that's what kind of sucks when they have one side. R. Kelly, they had people from his camp on the documentary, which really added to the validity. Plus the fact that you got 2 kids, they testified, then they said they were put up to it, then they say they weren't. One of them moms was a stage mom. I don't know. Some wild shit went on. It's weird. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I just don't know what to think. I need to watch the 3rd episode.
Tom's right. We've had this conversation.
Yeah,
Yo-
but it's fine. It doesn't
Y'all
matter.
are Michael Jackson apologists.
Whoa, no.
Both you, big time. Fuck that dude.
I'm just saying
Apologist?
I don't know anything.
Saying I don't know. I gotta go into it more.
They're always talking about how these guys recounted their shit. Whatever.
Yo, what about Elvis Presley though?
What about Elvis Presley?
What about Elvis
He has
Presley?
accusations of hooking up with like 16-year-old girls.
The guy had
and stuff
accusations
like
of
that.
That
eating
was
fucking
also-
bacon and peanut butter sandwiches every day till he
Which is
died.
also- but that's also like
Just saying.
back in the day, like
It wasn't
16
even illegal. It wasn't even
like.
like really frowned upon.
Yeah, that was like.
I don't
Times
know
were
the full
different, man.
details. Maybe it might even be younger.
That's like being
So
mad
did
at
everybody.
Romans for having sex
So
with
did
young
fucking
boys.
who's the Jake LaMotta, the fucking heavyweight champ of the world, who Robert De Niro played in a movie, had a 16-year-old girlfriend he met at the swimming pool when he was like 40.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
It's really
disgusting.
fucked. It's gross. It's like,
There was
but like,
recently
but I
another
was just
pedophile ring that was just busted
Doesn't
out,
matter
too.
though. It's still,
The
you
Rolling
could be like,
Stones,
fuck 'em,
man,
you
all
can't
those-
chalk it up to the
Oh
time.
shit!
how
that's
can you
what it
not
was.
chalk it up to the
Jimmy Page
times?
Yo.
I'm just saying you gotta hold people
What if
accountable.
what if
Michael
what if 100
Jackson's
years
from-
what if 100 years from now they're like,
This shit's-
oh, these guys used to fuck 18-year-olds? That's disgusting. Only 20s the like. And I'm not saying it makes it okay.
Yo,
but it's like, but you can't shit on someone and be like, we can't listen to their music.
Oh, I get that. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like,
But it's different now. It's not okay to hang out with little boys.
no, it's weird as fuck. Like, would you ever let your kid hang out with like any
No.
random old dude who you like?
No, man. And even people are like, oh,
no
he
one's
loves
hanging
kids.
out with my kids, but
I
like,
love kids, man. I fucking think kids are dope. I don't want to like sleep with them in my bed because I
Fuck
enjoy
no.
being around them.
I don't want to hang out with a goddamn 12-year-old. They're
Yeah.
fucking annoying.
Oh yeah, like
It's
I have,
wild.
I have
That is wild. We're not discussing that because that is nuts as fuck. It is like the.
I wasn't listening at all, to be honest.
No, I'm agree. I agree. Austin's calling me. I'll call him.
I'll answer it.
Here's another story that I stumbled on
Anyway,
today.
I
Take
agree.
us off
It's weird.
this.
I just said I gotta finish the documentary and I gotta see all the proof and stuff but it's fucked up what they're talking about.
That is docutainment.
Documentaries are also always biased. You can't say you're seeing all the
exactly
proof off.
cowspiracy
Yeah.
and
Oh.
the vegan one is.
Oh, this is the one thing I want to say too. The big argument from you apologists is that it's a big like, oh, he doesn't have a chance to tell his story because he's not alive. He had years to tell his story, man.
The FBI
Years and years to put the shit out.
The FBI had a 10-year investigation and didn't have anything. I'm just saying. That's one thing. I'm just saying. That's just other theories. I'm putting shit out there. I'm just talking about it. We're influencers.
Okay, listen
We
to this.
discuss
Though.
things.
We'll get off this.
We're news and entertainment people. We talk about shit. I'm just saying that's another thing is that was investigated for 10 years by the FBI and not indicted.
So there's a Playboy model recently, well, a little while ago. She like named a bunch of people involved in like a pedophile ring, and then she named a couple of like high executives that had drugged and raped her. And then she tweeted back in like April 2018. She was like, if I get found of like an OD or a suicide, like that's not me, like I'm not gonna kill myself. And then she recently just was
suicide.
found. Yeah, she recently was.
Jesus.
Wait,
She
what?
was found dead after a house party in Argentina. She was found dead from an apparent drug overdose last Saturday morning.
Who's this?
She was found this Playboy model. She exposed like a bunch of like rich people and shit. She like named them as being part of this like pedophile ring, and then she named some people that had like drugged and raped her.
Yeah.
And then like in her Twitter rampage and stuff like that, she pretty much said like, if I die of a drug overdose or anything like that, like it's not me. Like I'm not doing
Right.
any of that shit.
Jeez.
And then she recently like months later died of a fucking drug overdose.
People dug everything up and are posting it?
Yeah, because people,
Good, but
she
that's-
literally said on the tweet like, save this tweet, so people were all like saving that tweet and shit, and then they like people were blowing it up this morning on Reddit, being like, yo, this is fucked. Like everyone was pointing back to that tweet, and yeah, they
Related to Hollywood.
straight up they just local media claimed there were unconfirmed reports that she had taken cocaine, LSD, and drank champagne.
Dude,
And she died of a alcohol and cocaine ingestion overdose.
look at yo, I'm telling
She had been receiving threats after she said she had been raped by those, local media. Yeah, anyway.
Corey Feldman,
fucked.
man,
Yeah,
he's
that's
always
what I'm
made
saying.
comments about that
Oh,
shit.
dude, Corey Feldman is a big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talks about Hollywood and the
people
pedophile
used
Talked
to
about that a
shit-
long time
people
ago,
used to
too. One time guys,
shit
but yeah.
on him. People used to shit on him. And
Yeah,
be like,
big
yo,
time.
Like, but now once all that like stuff started coming out, it was like, okay, this dude was probably fucking telling the truth. Now it makes so much more sense why this dude turned so crazy after all these years, because he was just telling his truth and nobody believed him, and he was like, what the fuck? Like
People used to
he
be
just
like,
melted down into this weird fucking
for
personality.
real, man. People used to be like, yo, who's this washed up actor clout chaser?
Yeah,
Making
hell
up
yeah.
stories, like trying to stay relevant. He was on I honestly think it was The View. It was something like that, and he was telling them about it, and they were just kind of like laughing at him.
Yeah, they were watching. They were totally. I saw clips of that. And
Was it The View? Do you remember?
Nah,
It was one of those. It was one of those daytime.
Yeah, it was. I think it might have been even like Regis and fucking.
Yeah, they were just literally like,
Yeah.
haha, no, that doesn't like
Yeah, anytime he's ever tried.
as
talking
he's
about
like talking to like the
like
Hollywood.
spilling his guts out. Yeah.
But he's talking to fucking Hollywood.
exactly, and they're not trying to be like, oh my god, yeah, and get their.
Who was
shit
it? Was it
shut
Corey
down.
Feldman or Corey Feldman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for that
Outsiders.
dude,
Well, he was from
though.
he was in the Outsiders. What else?
He was in the Goonies back in the
Goonies.
day.
Was he in the Outsiders? He must. I
He was
I
in the
don't
two
know.
Corys.
the two Corys.
Yeah, no. I don't know. That's it. Tying it back to Alex Jones though, like when he was talking about the Pizzagate stuff, like I honestly, there's parts of that I honestly fully believe. Like there are, and maybe not all of them are pedophiles, but there's totally a lot of like shady shit that goes on that we have no idea about, and they all just kind of like cover for each other. You know, there's so much money invested in all these different.
Absolutely,
You
man.
can't cover it all like this. Just or even like, yo, what happened with that huge, the leak that happened a while ago with the Panama Papers? That was huge.
No one gave a fuck.
That was massive.
See how that got swept under the rug?
Like next to nothing happened because people started like there
Let's
were journalists.
explain-
A couple
let's
of the journalists were
Break it down.
killed.
Give a little, just for the people listening.
I don't know enough. The Panama Papers were
Just give a quick little
huge
what-
leak. They
I-
pretty much exposed that like there's so many people around the world that are evading taxes and doing all this shady shit by using these offshore accounts and stuff like actresses, huge celebrities, huge
Corporations.
sports stars, corporations, like even like prime ministers and presidents of like countries, all this super shady shit. And as it was being released, like there was one of the journalists was killed, but then all of a sudden everything started getting swept under the rug because it's like this is too much. It's too much. There's too much money to be exposed.
I'm about to get fucking like conspiracy theory on you right now with you mentioning that, but we've mentioned about the Rogan episode recently with Alex Jones when he's talking about that breakaway society civilization they're cultivating. Do you not just? I'm thinking about this right now. All the people that you name, like the really like hot big corporations, prime ministers, famous people. That's a big another tier of money, right? That's another echelon tier of
not
people.
Even.
That's
not
almost
even
another.
those people.
Could you call that a society?
No, I'm not even talking
not
about.
You're talking
those
about like
people,
the
man.
big
the
oil.
people
the
he's talking
Rothschilds.
about are the people that are all
Rothschilds,
behind the scenes. They've got so much money, so much old money. They're not the faces you see. Like
George
the president,
Soros,
dude,
Rothschilds.
What about
presidents,
Purdue? Like
listen,
Purdue Pharma in the States?
presidents and CEOs and all that, those are all puppets, man. Those are people they pay like
Exactly.
their
They're
chump change just to be sitting there that literally just do what they want.
You don't hear
They're
about the
sitting
people who
behind
do
the
that.
scenes making all the fucking stupid money. They're the ones that are funding things like the presidential election and
That's
being like,
the-
no, we
that-
want you to push these laws. No,
That's
we
the
want you to
1%.
Yeah,
That's the
like,
real like.
That's the breakaway society. Those people have
That's
so.
where you're.
No,
but
for
that's
real,
what I'm
that's what
saying.
it
Like,
is, like-
okay, no, I'm not okay. Maybe not exactly what I was saying.
There's
But
the
like,
People who own pharmaceutical companies and
what
stuff
you
like
were
that.
talking about in those in exposing those items, it kind of adds to more of like if you piece them together with what Jones was saying about a breakaway society, this upper group that has that money.
It's crazy that there's less than 100 people in the world. Like the top richest people in the world own more than the entire wealth of the entire world combined. That is the craziest thing that like you can't even fathom that. Like you can't even
Unnecessary
compromise.
amount.
You cannot even compromise the amount of money that is when you think about how many people are on this planet versus where the actual wealth sits. Like it's actually unfathomable, and that's why people just don't give a fuck because it's like, well, it's like you can't even it just does nothing to your brain. Like it's too much, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know, it's fucked.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts, but then it just starts adding into like the craziness when you start thinking about it. Like adding that, like as you were talking about that, I was literally just like, "Fuck, man!" Now I started thinking about Alex Jones and like what he's saying, and like you can see how people get wrapped up in those theories and start piecing things together, and it's like I can understand why they think it might not, why it makes sense.
Yeah. But there's also the way I
In
see
their
it
head.
is there's two lanes of going about this stuff. Once you start seeing all this corruption and all this crazy shit, and you're like, man, this just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. There's people like Alex Jones that go headfirst down that rabbit hole. And then there's people like me that are ignorant as fuck, and I peek my head into the hole and I go, ooh, that's too much for me, and I try to. That's why I started ignoring I'm so non-political, it's dumb. Like I should be so much more knowledgeable about what's happening, but the amount of just nonsense that happens, it makes me so ignorant to it all. Because I'm like, man, I don't even want to fucking touch that, you know?
I know. Well, it's a lot to absorb and take in, man. There's like so many different like.
I don't want to keep reading up on all the new party fucking leaders and like what they want to do. Like fuck.
Well, the
that
problem
shit,
is
man.
like we all
It's
have.
too much.
Everyone has their own.
And
shit.
does it actually? How much does it actually impact my life?
Where
you
it
know?
impact? I think when you're if you're looking at it like a political way, I think big things that I think people should look into is what affects you at the municipal area, like what affects you at like your townships and like your local ridings, like. Look into that and build from there because those are more directed than
The
like an
problem is
overall.
that
You got. I guess you look
at
at
the end of the
both.
day, things don't change so much that it
I know, it's a
really.
dance.
Yeah, so like it's
It's a
like
dance
who am
back
I
and
really
forth.
voting for when all of them end up doing something shady? None of them do the things they promise they're going to do. Why am I learning this? Why am I going on my way to learn this when there's no real point in doing it? You know, like, it just seems so hopeless at this point, the whole way the government's set up. Like, oh, you got to choose between red or blue. Pick your color. Pick your fucking color. They're both shit, but pick a color.
Or in Canada, you got orange.
Yeah, but not even.
You got green?
Not even.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Green Party never has a fucking chance.
I voted green.
I voted green many times just because I knew it was a wasted vote. Just so my parents wouldn't see my voting card still at my house when I was, you know, because they used to fucking ride my shit for that. I'd be like, yeah, I voted for the party that's never gonna get any kind of positions.
Yeah,
it's depressing.
But people are, it's even worse in the States because people get like guilted into it.
Well, they're so
it's red or blue,
yeah.
And literally if you start talking about something else, you're like, well, like, this isn't great. Like, we could use a 3-party. Like, you're throwing your vote away. You're wasting it.
I just love how, too, like, they'll be like, oh, fucking Republicans do this. Oh, fucking Democrats. It's like, yo, you're literally the same people that are just, like, you think slightly differently on the dumbest, like, on where we should be spending money.
See,
like, or if you think a woman should be able to abort her baby or not. Like,
I don't really want to, like...
Fuck out of here.
Like, I don't really want to get into this. I think we should swear back to the music. But, like, the thing about politics is, like... It's just dumb because you can never admit that anybody's right about anything. You can't ever say, like,
can't trust anyone.
But it's like, why can't, like, two sides agree on one thing? You know what I mean? Why can't it be like, oh, like, we want to put money towards this, but we also agree, like, guns should do this.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes they have to even take oppositional
because you can't.
Just because.
Well, it's because you can't ever
right?
agree.
Like,
Because if you were like, oh, you know what, that's a good idea, we agree with it. They'd be like, they said it's a good idea. We're always right.
Oh, they're
even
sympathizers.
they admit it. Like, even they admit we're smart. Because it's just stupid.
I also think that a lot of the people that want to get into politics are the worst people to get into politics.
Oh, it's your...
Like, I think the people that should be into politics want nothing to do with politics.
Yeah.
So it's just like you're stuck with this catch-22 of being fucked over by these people that are just fucking fame hungry or trying to push their own agenda. You know,
sort of sociopaths.
Yeah.
You know what else is nuts? I was listening.
What is nuts, Chris?
I was listening as we were talking about it. It's crazy how, like, when you were talking about, like, the governments, you were like Republicans and Democrats. Like, we're Canadians in Canada, but we know so much about, like, American politics.
They're pretty liberals and conservatives. It's the same thing.
Oh yeah, same thing for sure, absolutely. But the colors are reversed. It's like blue
are
and
they?
red.
Yeah. I know
like
that one of them's a donkey and one of them's a fucking elephant or some shit.
Blue conservative blue here is more closer to the red.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because blue's more liberal in the States, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like Hillary Clinton and all that.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. So it's the opposite colors.
That
really.
is weird.
It is weird, right?
Fuck Harper.
And we only have...
I don't know why. I just hated that dude so much.
What the fuck?
You know what's funny about that too,
Thanks,
man?
Obama.
Yeah, fuck Harper.
When right before he like was kicked out, or not kicked out, but right before he was voted out.
I'm not a Harper fan.
I was in
it's just funny.
BC. I was in BC, and like everywhere there were spray paintings on, which I thought was dumb. Like people were vandalizing like the beautiful scenery, being like "fuck Harper" and all
that's
this shit.
nuts because it's such a liberal place out in BC.
Yeah, that's what I'm
they're
saying,
way more liberal. So the fact that
that makes sense.
and they're just
Yeah,
green.
that applies to what he said. Not makes it nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts that they were spray painting and doing that shit because they're also more like environmental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which was exactly.
But they were spray painting like liberal stuff.
Oh, for sure, but they're
it's very counterproductive.
Exactly,
Yeah.
they're vandalizing and like causing like harm to the environment. You know what I mean?
So it's dumb for
Yeah,
sure.
they're, like,
but you got to
getting,
figure
like,
the people who are doing that in the
for
first
liberal-
place are dumb.
I get that liberals. I get what they're doing.
Teenagers and shit.
If they showed up and had signs, it would be the same thing, but not as crazy. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're not defacing property and doing like.
I got in an argument with my ex-girlfriend and parents one time, coming back from a Thanksgiving dinner.
Wait, can I drop the name? Is it the last
Nah,
one?
fuck that. Why would I want
Yeah,
to
fuck
do
that
that?
hoe.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Dumbass.
I wanted to make sure I knew
Dumbass.
which ex-girlfriend you're talking about because you had so many, dude.
The one that
My
was the
boy
biggest
fucks.
lying cunt. Anyways.
Yo, he ain't bitter though. He ain't
Anyways, no,
bitter though.
I got an argument with her grandparents one time about
heavy,
Harper.
baby.
And it was
We
like,
ain't in Australia.
they were like classic old people, like, like he's doing good. He's spending wisely, and I was like, yo, this dude, like under his control, like we've lost like 80% of our protected lakes and rivers and trees and all that. But they just didn't give a shit. They were just like, oh, he's really good with the finances.
You know what's nuts though? I get what you're saying because I'm way more into the environmental stuff, which I think is way more important. Than
Especially as Canada, dude. Fresh water is like our own. Like that's
here's
like we own
here's
that
the
shit.
catch-22 with right now with what that's kind of crazy is Trudeau, I think, is approving the pipeline to be extended throughout Indigenous Native
Keystone?
Canadian
Yeah, I
territory.
don't know. That's a sticky one though. That's a
it's
really
gonna
sticky one.
and it's going through some of where the Great Lakes are and our natural resources.
Yeah. Okay. No. Here's the problem though.
And if
this
and
is part
that's
of what
a
I went to
terrible
school
idea
for.
because
This
if
is part I
that
went to school for though. This is part of what I went to
though.
school for.
You did for sure, but is that
It's-
not nuts?
It is nuts and it sucks. Keystone actually sucks.
But that's what I'm saying.
The problem with things like that is like it's gonna happen regardless of if there's a line like that, right?
Can they not go around it?
No, see the thing is like it's either gonna be that or it's gonna be via truck, which is terrible, or it's
Go
gonna
around
be
it.
via train, which is terrible.
Or go around it?
It doesn't matter. Like they won't do that because it's money. Like there's no winning in that circumstance, and there's gonna be you're not gonna please everyone, and there's a good chance that the Keystone is actually like
should
one of the
not go
lesser
through.
evils. The only problem with that is theoretically it is, but the leaks happen so often that it's like stupid as shit. Like they don't maintain enough of those pipes to make it worthwhile.
Well, look at it even in Mexico. Well, that's a different area, but in Mexico they have issue with cartel tapping into
Yeah,
the pipes.
that's way different. That's like
That's a
that's a
different thing.
societal issue down there. Like they
Yeah.
do that to survive.
But like, I mean, I get that. Yeah, I just mean like you're right though. I don't think they're gonna be following up and checking that. And I just think that's ignorant and stupid as fuck to run it through your natural lakes and the biggest part of your fresh water. That's one of the biggest percentages of fresh water.
Yeah,
in
it's
the,
not
in the
like that
world.
would have been their first choice. They definitely would have,
You would think, and you know what? I
The
agree
thing
with
is, the
you.
longer you
Unless
make
it's
it,
okay.
the longer you make it to go around things, the more chances you have of
Yeah.
So
more
like,
issues and more pipeline
so
to
it's
maintain.
like, okay, do we put it through
It's
this?
more
and
to maintain.
Exactly, right? So it's
I get that.
it's all a balancing act, I think.
You know what? For sure, there's a lot more things to weigh into. It just kind of like it's like you don't know what to believe.
This
Which
has
is the
been quite a
actual way.
spin. I just like had not an epiphany, but I just had like a moment where I was like, damn, we've been talking about like since like Alex Jones. I think that's what really set it off, is talking about Alex Jones.
Yeah, we
went
got
down a
into some new
spiral.
topics. It was interesting today.
Yeah, it's different.
Went into some music. There wasn't a whole lot of music that dropped.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't listened to much news. I sent you guys a
Oh,
couple
Left
tracks
Hand.
today, actually.
I was waiting. Yeah, I was trying to bring that up.
Left hand.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, Left hand. I
Beast
listened to
Coast
that.
single.
East Coast.
What was that track? I
Beast
can't
East
even-
Coast. Sorry, what did I say?
I think you said
I
East.
said East Coast. Yes.
You forgot the B.
I forgot the B. But yeah, no, for sure. It's to tie that up. Yeah.
PEEP Game. Did you listen to that?
No, I didn't listen to that yet. Anyway,
You didn't either, did you?
let's.
What is it?
We were jumping around to tie it.
Did you share a Spotify link? Because if you did, I couldn't click it.
Oh, you could have just searched it. You lazy fuck.
I need to clickables, buddy.
But yeah,
I don't
That-
get Spotify.
that stuff was wild
I'm so sick of Apple Music.
for sure.
He's coming back to
Oh, I
Spotify.
just hate it so much, and I got my beef with Spotify, but I'm gonna have to.
I
suck
know.
it
I
up.
actually know what's funny is I might have to have beef with Spotify now because I think I'm getting
What?
charged for 2 different accounts.
How?
I canceled my one account that was connected through my Facebook.
Just wait till you have to go to their customer
I
service,
know, that's
man.
the thing is that's what I'm nervous about after you told me about it because I initially signed up with the thing where it's like log in through Facebook, make it easy. I was like, okay.
Oh, dude, you can log in, and then once you're in on the computer, you can go in and you can change and set your password and shit. That's what I did.
No, but I had to like completely disband my connection through Facebook.
I didn't have
Anyways, did it through. Long story short, I got 2 different Spotify charges on my credit card this month. So I'm like, that was me running out of my last month of the first one, or if it happens again, I'm gonna be like, shit, gotta call it in.
Yeah, I just upgraded to the
Or
family
I guess
plan.
not call it in because they apparently don't have a call.
I just upgraded to the family plan.
Instagram and Facebook are back on.
Yeah, this guy was worried about it before.
Did you know they were crashed all day?
Nah, I wasn't on all day.
I wasn't on all
was
day.
at work.
That is my
Dang,
work.
I know. I'm just. My work's not. I
What would
gotta do
happen
bullshit.
I don't know.
if Facebook and Instagram went down?
Just stop
Would
working.
that be
People.
like a
Are they
good
owned?
portion of-
Wait, the Facebook by Instagram? Is that how it
I
was?
think they're owned by the same people.
Yeah, they are.
Twitter's not
Twitter's
though.
not. Twitter
Yeah.
wouldn't sell. No.
You say that now, dog.
Nah, man. They had. They had. the-
Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
They tried. I think
That's what
Facebook
Ted
tried to buy
DiBiase
Twitter,
used
and
to say.
Twitter was like, nah, fam.
Once Twitter starts
Twitter's got it.
fading
Nah,
out-
Twitter's got its own thing going, man.
Shout out
Twitter's
Ted
still huge.
DiBiase, friend of the show.
Twitter is huge still. Like, it's just. I don't think it's going anywhere. They had the CEO of Twitter on recently.
I'll tell you where they're
on
going.
Rogan.
Yeah, he's doing it again apparently.
They did.
They
the
did it
second one,
already,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, they did both.
And
Listen
they
to
brought
the second one. It was interesting.
and they brought the chick.
They brought the girl.
She's
from
an
his company
she's an assassin. Oh my god.
Oh, she knew what she was fucking talking about.
She was a wordsmith.
Wait,
They're
what?
smart, man. They're corporate. Man.
They brought a
They
girl
have
who was
deals
like
with
she was
things.
she was the head of like basically they're banning whatever you call like that
basically
division.
quality control and moderating.
Exactly. Yeah.
The site.
She's the head moderator, and
She
her.
was versed.
You
So
should have
people
heard.
get
Dude, you should have
banned,
heard her
people get-
talk.
Yeah.
My God, man. The
What?
guy. They had a guy who was like he was like a tech editor or something. Who was the other dude who was on it? He was like a tech editor. Like he runs like CNET or something like that. I forget exactly what it was, but he was something like that. And he was kind of a dick, kind of a nerd. Like, well, why didn't you guys ban this guy for this? He'd be like, she was basically like, I understand why you take that position, but like without being like condescending at all, she just killed. Like you could tell Twitter pays her a ton of money, and she was just like worth every cent. Like by the end, I was like, you know what, Twitter's not so bad. They're pretty good. These CEOs, they got it hard too. You know, she was awesome.
Huh.
But like they're probably still evil. They just paid her a lot of money to spin it.
Yeah, was she pretty?
No, she was perfect. Like she was pretty, but she was like a little bit bigger. You know what I mean? Like she wasn't like a sexy, but she was like a very pretty face, but, like dressed very conservative.
What were you gonna say?
They did that on purpose.
And she was like probably like she was Middle Eastern or something. Like she
Did
was
it on
exactly the person you would want
Fit
to
the
represent a
boundaries.
PC.
Yeah.
Oh man, and oh yeah.
No, that and she was the head of the department, so that was just the person.
No,
who
for
did the
sure, but
job.
she was
It wasn't
perfect.
Like she was set up just to come in and talk.
You don't think they chose?
She ran the department. She was.
Yeah.
She worked with him directly.
She's
worked
not
with
the
him
only
directly.
person who runs it though.
In that.
I'm just
area.
saying
They're
she-
not a huge. They're not. They don't have like. They have.
Twitter doesn't have a big staff.
They do, but like they're not as big as you think. If you're not listening to the pod, did you
Dude.
listen to the podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like a couple thousand in the States. That's it.
That's a lot of people, man. I'm just
Not
saying.
at a big corporation. It's some big companies and like.
Twitter's a
industries.
Fortune 500 company, man. It's a
It is,
very
I'm
big
saying.
company.
I'm just saying, like, she's obviously one of the top heads.
Absolutely, and I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
saying
what
she's
I'm
not.
saying.
I'm saying she, but she was the perfect person to bring onto a show. Okay,
Well, she was-
fuck
Hey, yo,
me. Maybe
no,
I'm
no,
being
no,
maybe
I
I'm
get
being
what you're saying.
insensitive.
I know, I get what you're saying because she.
You
looked
know
like
what I'm
she
saying, and you haven't seen it.
You're saying. No, you're
zoned
saying
out
she
for a
fits
minute,
the
to be
bill to
honest.
be
Yeah,
like
no.
what you can't attack her. You're saying
No,
Not even that you can't attack her,
Just
it's
like,
just-
she fits. You can't, yeah, exactly.
The
yeah,
dude
she-
from
no. So that is what
the
you're saying.
dude from
You're-
Tech
no, no,
TV
you're
or
saying
whatever the
exactly.
fuck was an
You can't-
angry white neckbeard. You know what I mean? Who was yelling at them about stupid shit,
Okay,
and
yo,
she was a
hold
cute,
up,
polite
hold up,
Indian woman
hold up,
who was
hold up,
very,
hold
very
up.
well spoken.
You're only talking about the people that watched it on there. A lot of people listen to the podcast, and that's how they're hearing it.
Okay, sure, but she was
That
very well
wasn't
spoken.
No, he's not talking about just the podcast. He's talking about like.
Yeah,
the
she's great for the position. Yeah.
Like they
Yeah, but she could also.
companies weigh that shit when they're like, you know.
So
they're
you're
like,
saying because of what she looks like and who she is.
I'm
that
saying
she's
it.
good
I'm
for the
saying if
position?
there
I'm
was.
saying it didn't
I'm saying.
hurt.
I'm saying if Tom was
her
equally.
skill set is
hold on.
important. The
Let me
big part
explain.
is-
Let me explain what I'm saying. You ask what I'm saying. I'm saying if Tom had the exact same skill set as her, like the exact same down to the T, they would take her.
That's a big assumption right off the get go. I mean, I
No,
guess
I don't
you
think
can
so.
assume that.
It is
I know
these
you can
days.
assume that. I know you can assume that.
Okay,
for
no,
sure.
hold on. Let's not even say that. Say they both had the exact same job at Twitter, and they needed one person to go on the Joe Rogan show. Think they want Tom arguing with the other like white neckbeard guy?
That's like saying restaurants.
Disagree
don't
with me,
hire
man.
pretty
And I don't
girls
think
as
they're gonna say it. Yeah,
Maybe.
they don't say it either. They don't say only hot girls can apply here.
That's like saying Hooters
No,
doesn't
for
only
sure.
hire
No, they're not
girls
like-
with nice
They're
tits.
Not like the
It's-
nursery in
Yeah,
Whitby
man,
that
I don't
that
know.
Only hires hot girls. That was their thing for a while.
I really don't mean anything bad by it too. I've only just
That's
big
what
up
you
this
think,
girl.
yeah.
She was incredibly impressive and she did a great job. I'm not saying she only got the job because of that.
I was gonna say like she came off well spoken.
She's incredibly. That's
She knew
all.
her shit.
All
She
I've
made
said the
sense.
entire time is how incredibly well spoken this girl was.
I'm just saying. I think she's like probably the top in her department. The department head. Like
I'm
in a
just
corporate-
saying.
I'm
she
not
probably
saying-
fit
I don't-
exactly what they
You
wanted.
understand?
Exactly.
Fit.
I don't think they
There's
grabbed the
nothing against
fucking.
her.
I don't think they grabbed the fucking janitor because she was an Indian woman. I think you know what I mean. They
I don't
got.
think they grabbed the junior person because
Did
she
you
was an
see
Indian
the
woman.
Cohen testimony when he
Yeah.
called Trump
Yeah.
a racist
Could
and
it-
then
wait,
he
wait.
brought out the black lady? It's like they brought
No
out
shit.
an employee of Trump to be like, do you think a racist would employ this single black lady that has nothing
Yo,
to do with this?
No
That
shit,
was
it could totally.
wild.
No shit, that could totally help. I was just saying. I'm just saying she came off very well spoken, very well read.
Jeez.
And
What
G's? What G's are you trying to say?
I said she's. I was gonna start saying
You
something.
said G's. I thought you were gonna
But I was gonna say, what's your argument though? We
I
agree.
don't have an argument. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying. I just don't.
I'm
know
just saying.
fully.
I think it was a good first round pick.
Sure.
Yeah, good.
She fit the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really even care to hear the second argument anyway. Like, I knew what Twitter was gonna say on that podcast. Is that what we're discussing right now?
Yeah,
What are we
yeah,
discussing?
yeah.
What were they discussing? Just how they.
Just about how
How it's
Twitter-
policed and how it's addressed, right? The one guy who was arguing was like, he was saying like, you know, like
he literally
at the
kept
end
being
of
like,
it was a good podcast because at the end of it, you know, they had disagreements on it, but I mean, fuck, man. At the end of it, it's a hard business to run. It's a new
Wait,
Wild West.
it's
corporation.
insane.
How do you?
Well, he kept being like, well, how come Tom was banned? Tom said this,
Yeah,
and he did this, and he
modify-
did, and it's like, well,
Fucking
it's
viewers,
like,
they
do you
have
know
people
how
that have
many,
Moderating
do you know how
is a
many
hard business.
millions of tweets there are a day?
Also, it's
Twitter
like-
too. How are you gonna moderate Twitter?
But that's what I was
Chris,
saying with-
Chris says they've got a skeleton staff over there.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Think about how many millions and
It's
millions of
impossible.
people, and they have just a couple thousand people.
Impossible.
That's what I was saying. I get it. They have a couple thousand. Sounds like a lot, but when you look at how much data they're
Impossible,
moderating
man. You
throughout
can't.
a day, it's nuts.
Well, that's why like a bunch of it's algorithms and that,
Yeah.
right? And that's why people get banned
Exactly,
sometimes
you're
for
right,
stupid
yeah.
shit. And
For
it's like,
sure.
well, why? It's like, well, because our algorithm picked
'Cause
up.
the
Because we don't read
robot.
But they
every
have to.
single tweet. Like, it'd be impossible.
They have to. They have to.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed they do as well as they do, man.
Twitter.
It's insane. It's not just taken over by bots and that completely.
Ooh, yeah, soon.
Enough people like it though, man. It still does its part.
Yeah, but that's what I mean because it's so influential. It's crazy. Like nobody's just hacked it down completely to like.
Like, you're bouncing?
I thought you were
doing a
gonna-
quick deke. I was like, look at this guy, man. I mean, we're killing it.
No
for time,
sign off
but-
or anything.
But I was like, that was a quick slip. But he yawned before, so I just assumed. Yo, tune in to Patreon. Me and Gino are gonna fight.
Little Yanti.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's true. That could be part of it. I didn't get that vibe off of that episode, but I mean, you know what? Yeah, anything's possible. You're right. There's good angles to take. It's like I was listening to Joey Diaz on the church, and he's talking about Harvey Weinstein, and he's talking about which lawyer Harvey Weinstein's gonna bring to the courtroom, right?
Like he's gonna
Same
fire.
thing.
Yeah, he's gonna fire.
He's gonna find a girl,
Yeah.
maybe an African, different multicultural woman.
Because she can ask.
who's
Because she
non-white.
can ask more questions.
Cover
That's different.
Did you not hear about that?
That's
Get
different.
on the mic. Get on the mic, Tom, and update us.
Is it
But,
new-
but I'm just saying, to your point, yeah,
Hear
I
about the
feel
Harvey
you.
Weinstein thing?
No. Update us, Tom. New Harvey Weinstein coming in. Let
he
us
was
know.
Breaking
reportedly-
news. Du-du-du-dum.
Yo, This dude is so dumb.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
It's that woo woo.
Bugle. Boys.
Okay.
Give it, baby.
All right. No, he was reportedly he got caught
I gotta eat.
asking females. You don't want to hear this?
Continue. We won't be. We'll go like another 20 minutes.
He
or
was
so.
trying to get a female lawyer, right? Okay, which
That's
is
what we were
no,
saying.
which, but he was saying he was trying to only get them for half price because it would be good for their career.
Oh Jesus.
Dude, like literally, this dude couldn't have done any
worse, yeah.
than to do that on top of it.
Is that real?
I mean, it was reported by like a bunch of different sources. And
That
it
is
was like,
nuts.
Yeah, this is like
Is that not shooting yourself? Is that not shooting yourself in the
that's
foot?
digging yourself another foot deeper in that grave. Like,
Yeah, you're shooting yourself with that. You're literally not helping the case.
so funny. You should have paid double, you stupid fat fuck. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
That is like the wild.
Shake my damn head.
That is a pretty wild thing to do. Like the audacity to just kind
The
of
audacity.
throw that up.
That
Bananas.
Have you ever seen
Power,
any of like the like videos or anything of him just like being a creep?
no, I just look at him and he looks like a fucking creep, man. You can just
There's,
picture.
yeah, you can tell by looking at that guy. And
Too
I know,
much-
and I know you shouldn't say that, because like,
No, some people fit the bill.
Nah, man, he looks creepy. And too much
And-
stuff
oh
came
my
up just
God,
to
and
add
it's the
to
fact
it.
like how rich he is in that too. Like, there's just so much room to just be a creep.
Sounds like we're still talking about Michael Jackson.
That's what's creepy. is
Sounds
his
like we're
point
still
of
talking about
power.
Jussie Smollett.
Ooh.
I guess he didn't really sexually assault anyone.
He also
True.
doesn't really look like a creep. He just looks like a fucking asshole.
Yeah, shouts out to YBN Almighty Jay. Hopefully he gets well. We were just jumping around, so I thought I'd throw that in there.
Did you listen to Juice WRLD?
I've only heard bits off of the.
Oh,
They've been playing a bunch of the different tracks on satellite.
What's made it off? Do you know any track names?
There's
I'd like to
one
know what off there
specifically.
was getting played.
Whatever the main single is, they play all the fucking
Robbery?
time.
There's an old Juice WRLD song that I've been listening to a lot. Black and White.
yeah, that's a great song.
You don't know it, no? I'm in my black pants.
Okay, we're with my white friends. Wait,
Yeah.
doing codeine with my white friends.
Yeah, he does cocaine with his black friends, codeine with his white friends.
Huh.
It's pretty cool. It's like
I would have thought it.
it reminds me of like
Wait, codeine with the white friends.
Yeah.
And cocaine with the black friends.
yeah, you'd think it'd be the other way
I was
around.
thinking it would have been the other
Mhm.
way around.
I thought that too.
Not in the SoundCloud
Actually, no. I guess
rapper area.
codeine's fucking mad. I was thinking like the rich white kids, but coke's cheaper than codeine for sure.
Coke is cheaper than codeine.
Hell yeah.
How much does fucking codeine cost?
Dude, you kidding me?
Codeine's
You should watch some of the documentaries.
expensive.
No, but that's only if you're getting activists and stuff that you can't get now.
Dude, even the cheap stuff is like because
Get the
of, even
fuck
because of
outta
the
here.
popularity boom of like rappers
Yeah.
rapping and shit. That shit's expensive, man.
Really?
There's some of the bottles like not even the activists.
I've
it's,
actually
like,
I have heard
$700,
actually that like a pint's like
$800.
like a couple $100.
yeah.
Close to a,
The
I think
shitty
like
stuff
a
you
pint's
get-
like a grand,
The
man.
shitty
Yeah?
stuff you get is like $400, $500. Like,
Yeah.
Isn't activist supposed to be like a really bad one too? Like it's supposed
No,
to.
I think activist is one of the.
I think
better
activist is
High
not
tech
good.
and activists, I think, are a couple of them were just like continued.
But there's some of them are like actually not good, and they just get they name dropped a lot in rap songs, so people want to
I
use
don't
them.
know.
I don't know, I've never-
Yeah, yeah, it's.
I don't know.
it's-
Future used to rap about activists, so I'd say activists probably good.
Maybe it's just fit
Lil
his
Wayne
rhyme
always-
scheme.
Future ain't playing.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, it's
Thought it was a
it's just
drought.
expensive.
Dude, Dirty Sprite 2, one of the best projects.
But yo,
Alright,
one
I'm
of
outta
the
you
one
don't
of
like
the,
Dirty Sprite 2? You don't like the
one of the,
DS2?
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
one of the
Yeah, okay,
documentaries.
you
this
just left
like
after I said that.
this
I
journalist
was
like
just doing it, Tom.
drinks some lean, and he's like, yeah, like he just like dissociate. And he's like, I could see how you're about one step away from getting a face tattoo. I was like, yeah, man, I could probably see that. You get just faded. And
Got lost in the sauce.
It's a painkiller, essentially. You know, like.
Damn. It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, that Ricky Gervais show.
I'm gonna watch that tonight, I
Afterlife.
think.
It's really good. You should watch it too.
Ricky Gervais Afterlife.
Yeah, it's like this new
I
show.
love
It's
dark
so
comedy
it's
too.
the-
That's my favorite
whole,
genre.
The show starts with like his wife's dead, and he's just like bitter as fuck. He like doesn't want to live anymore. He's just being an asshole to everyone. But in one of the episodes, he just like decides to start smoking heroin, and it's like it's weird because like I'm only 3 episodes deep, but like he makes it look like pretty chill. So like I'm wondering if they're gonna take it in a negative direction, if they're gonna keep it as him just being like a casual heroin smoker now. Like
Oh, sorry, this is super unrelated. I was looking at my phone. 90 minutes. New Schoolboy Q tonight.
Yeah, true that.
Get your bucket hats out, boys.
Hey, I'm gonna wear it to the office tomorrow, baby.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Schoolboy Q Day, baby.
Yo, why you wearing that? Dude, you didn't hear new Schoolboy Q drop, baby?
it'd be funnier if someone else in the office had a fucking bucket.
That'd be
hat.
so funny.
Yo, I got a new
Hey.
best friend in the office for
Yeah.
sure after that.
Make sure you send all your emails with capital H's tomorrow.
Hoover.
That would actually be so funny.
Yo.
I'm sending all my texts with H's tomorrow. I'm gonna make sure I do
I
that.
do now, man.
Yeah.
Don't put that idea in my head, bro. Damn, what was the last? Fuck, how long ago till Schoolboy?
Oxymoron. Oh wait, no,
Was
it's
that-
Blank Face.
Blank face.
Blank
yeah.
Face was the last one. Sorry, but Oxymoron was my. That's still.
That was a huge.
Blank Face is really
Blank
good too,
Face is
actually.
Still, yeah,
Yeah.
but there's a,
It was good.
Schoolboy
Blank Face
Q is
grew on me, like,
good.
slowly though. It was one of those albums where I didn't like it right off the bat, and then the more I kind of accidentally listened to it, the more I was like, all right.
Oh, it's a
Blank
good
Face.
album.
Blank Face did that for me. I thought there was
That's what I'm
only.
saying, no,
That's
what
what-
I'm
yeah,
saying.
that's what he was
sorry.
saying.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about shit. What was the other one we were just talking
Oxymoron?
about? Oxymoron.
No,
Oxymoron
huge
was
off
just
the bat.
right away.
Oxymoron
was
did that a bit for me too, because there was a
slapper.
few
Really?
Oxymoron. I liked a lot of it, but then as I got into it more, like I had it on vinyl. That was a big thing. I listened to
Yeah,
it
you
through a
did have
few.
it on vinyl. I listened
to it through a few times, and I was like,
at Steve-O's old
yeah,
place,
I remember
Nashville.
being like, oh, like there's a few tracks on here like I actually really like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like more than
I
Blank Face
lis-
was really good too. Blank Face just had that part. That part was such a banger.
Yeah.
See, Blank Face was a slow burn for
Tony,
me.
what was it? Something.
Groovy Tony?
Oxymoron.
Groovy Tony. That was a gangster track.
Yeah,
Too.
Oxymoron. I threw on. I was painting my parents' family room and dining room, and I just it dropped. Okay, threw it on, start to finish. I just threw it back on again right away. I was like, this album is sick.
Oxymoron's
I
way
painted
better
the
than
whole-
Blank Face. Just after
Exactly.
a quick look here.
That's what I was saying. I painted
Way
my
better.
whole parents' living room, dining room, just repeating
Well, even just, like,
Oxymoron when it came out back.
Look at the singles off
Huge.
of the singles off of Oxymoron, Collard Greens.
Oh yeah, you go down. The whole
Um,
album's banging.
Studio was huge. I'm just trying to studio.
Yeah.
Hell of a Night.
Hell of a
Break
night.
the Bank, Man of the Year.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Those were huge
the
songs,
whole
man.
album is
Whole album.
huge.
What's the
Yeah.
one with Kendrick? Where they do Spanish? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Luxury. Collard
Oh, that's
Greens.
Collard Greens,
Yeah. That then had
Collard Greens.
Collard Greens. Did I say that
I
already?
was like, you literally
Yeah,
did.
that's
Yeah,
Ah,
you
my
literally
bad.
did.
You ever see the video for that? You ever see the Lost
I
video
love
for
the
that?
video for it.
You know,
The
there's an-
Lost video? Yeah,
Yeah, where he's just playing in his pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever see that?
No.
So the whole video is just Schoolboy Q playing with an RC like boat in his giant ass pool. He's just like, he's got like his slippers on and like his robe, and he's just him playing with a.
I remember people thinking that was the original video for it.
That video was out for like a year.
Yeah, people thought that was the original.
Before the song came out, that
Yeah.
video is a. And there was another one too. It was like a Kanye song or something.
Yeah.
Came out with a video like a year before the song was released.
Was it that part?
And they were just on Vimeo, like just chilling, and nobody like searched them ever, cause.
Wait, not that part. What the fuck was the Kanye?
I can't remember. It was something big too. It was like Black Skinhead or something. Like it was something like of that quality. Like it was something pretty big.
Yeah.
Cause that part or not that part. Collard Greens was a big song. Like
Huge.
Oh, it's 10:30. I gotta go.
no, you don't. Settle down.
We
Okay,
crushed it.
really
It's an hour and 45 in.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's roll another hour.
Let's roll deep.
I'm just getting started, boys.
This guy's just getting started. Well, that's squeaking. Hopefully they didn't hear that.
Thanks to Hennessy for the drinks.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez. But yeah, shouts out to Schoolboy Q dropping. We'll review that album.
Yeah,
for
check
sure.
that. That'll be our next review for sure.
Yeah. Anyone listening
That
to this,
goddamn mic back in your
put
face.
that on the pop. Get it in your mouth, man. Put that mic in there. You
I
ain't
got
sneaking
early
nowhere.
morning, man.
We
I
all
gotta
got-
sleep.
Bro, I'm up early, dog.
Wouldn't be the first time you put a mic in your
People are-
mouth.
Ooh.
Mike Bacher
Friends of the show.
And Edmonds.
and Davies. We know a lot of mics.
Boys.
Well, just voice.
That's why we had to
just
call.
the voice.
That's why we had to call him Bacher,
Classic.
because there were so many marks in our grade that it was like Mike Edmonds, Bacher.
Me and Bacher went for beers right before this cast today.
Huh.
You can't put my windshield wiper on my car because I didn't know how to change it myself.
Oh my
Because I'm not a real man.
Couldn't you Googled it?
Yeah.
Probably.
I respect your honesty, though.
I just when I texted him, I was like, "Hey, buddy, I'm not a real man. Could you come fix my car?"
Put my windshield wiper.
That's hilarious. Yeah, windshield wiper of all things.
Well, the problem was my old windshield wiper broke off,
So he was nervous.
so the clip didn't like just clip on. He had to. He actually said he had to go in with his keys and like dig something out. Maybe he was just making me feel better.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
He's
Yeah,
nice.
Mike's a
Yeah.
nice guy. He won't
Yeah.
tell you if he's like,
He's like, "Oh,
no
yeah.
worries." He's just so happy
It's
to
a
help.
magnet."
Mike's a
Yeah.
help. Mike's a helper. He likes to help, man. Shouts out to Bacher, friend of the show, friend of the windshield wiper world. Get the fuck back down. We're about to leave soon. Don't worry. We're warming up. We're warming out. But I mean, I guess we can wind it down. I think we covered
Yeah.
everything we wanted to cover. You got anything else you want to talk about?
No, got my heart broken.
Got your.
That's it though. That's all that's happening.
She's out. She's
Yeah.
out.
I
Onto
thought
a
you
new
said
thing.
You were out.
Well, yeah, I am out. But that's what
You-
broke
I
my
thought you
heart.
said you were out
Yeah.
earlier.
It
Though.
doesn't matter.
You know what's funny
Ah.
about that is because you said the other day when we casted, you were talking about how you're like, nah, it's like pretty much done. But then the other
We're
day,
talking about Gino's love life. For
But
the
then the other
listeners.
day, Claire came over and she was talking
Ooh.
about how that girl bailed on her to go hang out with you, and I was like, I thought he said it was man.
Ah, yeah. So friends of friends hanging out with friends.
It's maybe not over.
She left. She called it though.
It's
Oh no.
The one who's
Yeah.
still hung up on the ex thing. That one.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all up in the air.
It's all up.
It's like a George Clooney flick. You ever seen Up in the Air? That's a good movie.
Shouts out to George Clooney and Up in the Air, friend of the show.
Huh.
Nice.
I did
Ah.
yoga this morning. That was
Did
nice.
you?
Yeah.
Ah, boy, man. I gotta get back to doing yoga. I felt my.
You should
back
come to
felt-
jiu-jitsu.
I know. I'm talking to Austin
Mikey,
about
no, not Mikey. Johnny said you were. No, sorry. Johnny said Conkle's coming.
that. Yeah, me and Austin. Austin and Johnny been bugging me for a while. I'm like, yeah, give me.
Just come. Don't
Let me
be a
get
bitch.
my cardio back up a little bit. and
This'll
I'll
get your
just jump
cardio
right
up.
in. Oh, I know for sure. I just don't want to puke my
He's
first
not
one.
coming.
I do. I'd peak my
You
first like
told me
6.
that.
Yeah. I almost peaked last night.
Damn.
I'll probably peak tomorrow too because
I
I
wanna go,
just
man.
keep drinking the nights before, man.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, yeah, yeah.
Tonight.
Tonight,
Okay.
tomorrow, yeah.
Fair.
I gotta wake up at the crack of noon.
Fuck, man, that's hard.
Yeah, right.
Shit.
How about you, Tom? Anything you want to sign off on?
Anything you want to talk about?
How's your love life?
No, I'm going home.
Yeah,
See
how's
ya.
Tom's love life? Y'all want to
Nice.
hear about
Good
it?
talking, boys.
No, we're all bouncing. Relax. We'll all leave
No,
together
you
today.
no, man, I gotta go.
We're all leaving
was-
together. Yo, hey, chill the fuck out. We're all leaving together. Chill out.
No,
Keep it in front of your face.
no,
We'll
I'm not
wind
gonna
this
let
down.
you keep fucking dragging
We are
this out.
winding this down. The podcast is ending.
Sign off.
Sign off for us. Shouts
Peace.
Show up a
out
gang
to,
sign.
we're gonna wind this down. Shouts out
Nice.
to everyone listening. This is the Bugle Boys podcast, episode 8.
8-ish.
Did we even do the introductions today?
No, we didn't intro. I said
Oh,
that.
For all the people that didn't know, we are the Bugle
Do it
Boys.
now.
The intro.
I like to call those outroductions.
Stacks Edwards, Chrissy, Illaudible, Poppy Chulo. We
Gang
out.
gang.
Peace out. This is the Bugle Boys podcast.
Bugle Boys.
Bugle.
Bugle Boys.